right, welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. It's Wednesday. Wednesday 13 is here. Sean Clark is here live via satellite. He's away on assignment. It's probably not too far from me, actually. We're going to talk about our trip to the Creepy Con or the Creep by Con and see whatever else is going on in the world. All that and more right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there to waste time with you. All right, we better get started because Sean looks like I don't know where he is, but we might lose him. All right, Wednesday 13. Good to see you, Wednesday.
Hey.
And Sean Clark. Sean, good to see you.
Hello.
Where are you?
Hello, Sean.
What's that?
Where are you, Sean?
At the Pinball Hall of Fame
Oh, nice.
The Pinball
in
Hall
Las
of Fame.
Vegas. I should probably go outside. I can't hear shit in here.
Is that your first visit to the Pinball Hall of Fame?
Oh, nah, I've been coming here for years, even when it was at their other location.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a video of me and Stanley from Life, Sex, and Death at that place. He likes it there. Cool spot.
Cool place.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's any better outside. All right.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, that's better.
It's a nice day here in Vegas. You came during good weather.
Yeah. Oh, of course, fucking planes right here. I can't win. Right next to the airport.
Now, right next to you is the Harley Davidson store. And
right
a fun fact about filming locations, that Harley Davidson used to be a hotel called the Klondike. And that is where Vegas Vacation, where Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid go to play the unusual games like Guess Which Hand and War. And so that was the place. They tore it down and built the Harley Davidson.
Oh, that's sad.
But yeah, and where Sean is actually right across the street from the Welcome to Vegas sign.
Yeah, it's actually, you can kind of see it. It's right there. You can see the lights kind of flickering.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Welcome to Vegas sign. Yeah, tonight we're going to see Tears for Fears. My buddy Al, who's the guitar player in Malfunction, he's guitar teching for them on this residency that they're doing. So I stayed an extra day to check them out. I've been here for Malfunction rehearsals. So
how's the rehearsal going?
Are you getting wind? Sorry, wind. It's pretty windy. Okay, I just want to make sure that the wind isn't messing the sound up. It's pretty windy.
Yeah, no, you sound okay. How's the rehearsals going?
Well, our bass player didn't show up. So
he didn't show up last time either, did he?
He didn't show up the first day. Spoiler alert for the doc when I do finally release it. He does show up on day 2. So yeah.
But on this trip so far, he hasn't been there. But you said you were working on new things. Do you think it went well?
Yeah, I mean, Frankie plays everything. So he played bass, and we just worked on new material. Actually, not that we were planning on working on new material. We just decided, we just started jamming. Next thing you know, we had 3 new songs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so pretty productive.
He's the Al in Malfunction. I never thought of it that way.
He's Al Function. Yeah. Yeah. That's what he goes by still to this day. People call him Al Function. Like,
do you ever sing the Paul Simon "Call Me Al" song to him and just?
Oh yeah, he loves it.
I bet he does.
Yeah. So, just been doing that. Ready to get back home, to be honest with you. But yeah, it went well. It went well. With the exception of that drama, we still haven't even heard from the guy. It's kind of sad. So
yeah, it doesn't seem like a total shock after what you told us about last time.
No, we were worried this was going to happen. Al talked to him on Friday. Said I'll be in Vegas Sunday night is when he said he'd be there to meet him, and we haven't heard from him since. Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
No, it's probably not a good idea. So we just all we're at the Creep E or Creep IE convention, and it seemed like a good turnout and really a fun show. It was my first time at that show. I think
Yeah.
Wednesdays also. And highlights of the weekend, I would say, as far as attendance goes, Tobin Bell, who's a client of yours from the Saw movies, boy, they had to cut his line off at 2 o'clock each day. There were so many people, and he still stayed over to meet everybody. So that was a big draw. Shawnee Smith, who's also one of your clients, a big draw. And then Elvira, obviously, was very popular as well. But I
And
liked
John
it.
Bernthal.
And John Bernthal, I forgot, who's one of your clients.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, he was busy.
Those
as
are the
well.
big ones.
Yeah. And they were in a separate room, which made it easier to walk around in the other room, the main room. I didn't feel like this convention was overcrowded. There was enough people there, but you could walk and you could look at things, which that doesn't always happen. But we had a good time. And Wednesday's table was Linda Blair was on the left, Scott Ian was on the right, which was good company. And it was a good weekend. A lot of nice people, and we met some people who watched this podcast and got the print. And then the ones that they didn't, they went. We did the live auction, which was also a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. My Wednesday looked pretty busy. Every time I'd come by, you'd have people in front of the table. Seemed like you had a pretty steady flow for the weekend.
Yeah, it was good. I was I never know what those things are going to be like. I mean, I tour all over the place, but I don't really know where I am half the time. So California's so many places I play there. I didn't even know Ontario was a place. I thought that was in Canada. When I saw the CA, I thought, well, we're definitely in Canada, but we weren't. But a lot of fans there. So I got to promote our show. I guess the closest show we're playing to there is Pomona. So
pretty close.
So I got to tell people. Most people knew about it. Some people didn't know about it. But no, it was good. I mean, I'm just lucky I get to do this. I mean, like you guys, I'm a fan of this, and to be involved in that world somehow is just sometimes I just like, how is this happening? What's causing all this?
Good representation is my only thing I can think of.
That's what I mean. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
It is a fun world, and get to meet all these different people.
Hey, call me
Al. Yeah,
there you go. I wanted people to see how big this fucking place is. Look at this place.
Now it just says ball.
Yeah.
There you are. That's more like it.
Place is huge, man.
It's huge, a cool spot. And some of those games you have in your house.
Yeah, but mine work. There's quite a few machines not working, but I mean, there's more than enough. I mean, I don't know how many games you think are in there. A couple hundred. I mean, there's a lot. So.
Yeah, a couple hundred. One guy runs the place, and he also works on the machines. And when a machine goes down, some of those machines are really old, going back to the 60s, maybe even earlier.
Is it all pinball, or is there video games in there too? Like
both.
Right.
There's video games as well, Pac-Man type arcade games. But the guy who runs it, that they've turned that into kind of a charity. They donate something, and it has some historic significance.
I guess it's a nonprofit, is what they said. So I don't know how that works exactly, but I heard that, because I'm like, how the hell can he afford this giant place on this giant piece of land? I mean, you could put a friggin' hotel on this property, a small one, but Yeah,
it's a big place. When they were opening it, they said they were going to have like food and these kind of things and a party area. I think it all fell apart. The old one was a little sleazier, and when you go to an arcade, I think you kind of like that feel.
Yeah, I mean, I like the new place better. It's definitely nicer, but there's their giant sign. I was going to walk out to the street so people could see the Vegas sign.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm almost there.
There's a giant crane right there, too.
Yeah, they're building something next door. I don't know what it's going to be. But let's see. So the Vegas sign, you see the back of it. right over there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this is I almost said Sunset Strip, Las Vegas Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they got the Rush Pinball here.
Yeah, look at that, and advertising it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows what this is gonna be? I don't know. Look at that. It's like I don't know. That's the Harley Davidson place. That's the place you said the Vegas Vacation was.
Yep.
And then yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, the Vegas is always growing, and after the pandemic, it took a minute to get back to sort of for everybody normal life. But now hotels, casinos are jumping, and Vegas is always busy. Somebody says,
And
"Sean Clark on the streets."
on the
That's right.
street, and you see
Mhm.
that building right there. That's actually where I fly in. I mean, I literally that's the terminal building right there. So whenever I get off the plane, if I'm flying the JSX, first thing I see is the giant pinball building, which is pretty
Mhm.
cool to get welcomed. The pinball place.
Somebody asked, "Could Sean get some custard and review it for us?" Now they're referring to a custard place
Mm.
that is downtown, though. Love
Oh
it,
yeah.
custard. It's the complete other end of where he is, like the opposite end.
Well, that's over by where the concert's going to be, and I planned on stopping there. I hit that place every time I come. It's the best.
What's funny is the reason I found out about it, and today this person is in the news. It was Jakey Lee's favorite custard place, and he would bring Warren DeMartini there. And so me and Johnny Monaco did a video where we went there because if it was good enough for Jakey Lee and Warren DeMartini, we
Gotta
would
be.
like it. But the news is not that Jakey Lee likes custard, is that he is going to be involved in this Ozzy Osbourne farewell that you'll be attending in Birmingham, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm attending. I mean, that's the plan. I've known about it for a couple months now, and there was a lot. I mean, Sharon showed me the list of bands. She didn't tell me if they were or were not confirmed. There was quite a few bands on that aren't on that list that was announced. So I don't know. Oh, we got a helicopter going by right now. See it? Where is it? There he is. And so I don't know if they're adding more or if schedules and whatever, but it's still a pretty crazy list. And she hit me up to I can't really get into it just yet, but
Right.
you guys could probably guess it involves doing a signing, maybe with some guys other than Ozzy. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Some opportunities.
So funny thing is, I actually reached out to Jack the other day and I said, hey, do you know when they're going to announce this thing? Because, I don't want it to get announced and then all of Birmingham sell out,
Yeah.
as far as hotels, right? And he said, oh, they're going to announce it on Wednesday. And I go, oh, shit. I literally booked my hotel on Monday. And now, like, that hotel's completely sold out. So I
Yeah.
checked it.
No.
I checked it about 2 hours ago, just out of curiosity.
When is that? When's the date? I didn't look at the dates. I saw that
July
it was announced. I
5th.
didn't see the date.
July 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Here's the
pretty.
lineup. So the 4 original members of Black Sabbath, and then Ozzy is going to perform as well. A set. Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, and Mastodon. Now, if you go to the fine print underneath the official additional performances, Billy Corgan, David Draymond, Duff McKagan, Fred Durst, Lizzie Hale, Jakey Lee. Now, to me, Jakey Lee is so much more important than all those other names I just said. Jonathan Davis, K.K. Downing, Mike Borden, who was his drummer for a while, and then the best one of all, the most interesting one, Papa Five. I think this is the first time I saw the Papa Five name, Perpetua. Papa Five Perpetua.
Yeah, that dude may be getting ahead of himself. He's got to get the gig first. That's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what strange way to put it up there.
Yeah.
Rudy Sarzo, that I was also excited. Sammy Hagar / Serge from Oh no, it's not Surge. It's Sleep Token, and then Tom Morello, Wolfgang Van Halen. Thank God he's there. But
Thank God.
yeah, I don't know how I would have slept if he wasn't there. But this is a great lineup, and to think that Rudy Sarzo and Jakey Lee might perform with Ozzy on the same night is, to me, is very exciting. Now you notice there's a few people who are absent. Phil Soussan, who you're never going to see again. I just don't think him and Sharon get along. And more importantly, Bob Daisley, who really played bass, I think, on all of that Ozzy music. Unfortunately, I don't think him and Sharon get along. And then the last one missing would be Tommy Aldridge. I don't know where it stands with him.
Well, I didn't see Zach Wilde listed anywhere.
Well, I thought that, but then they listed Pantera.
Oh,
So
that's right. Never mind. I keep forgetting he's in Pantera. My bad.
I mean, but I thought what you thought, but I think they just figured he's part of the Ozzy band. We don't have to advertise him separate. What a fun event. Listen, Ozzy's health, who the hell knows what's going to happen, but you have a stacked deck either way.
Yeah, I think he's good for it. I mean, I think I told you guys that one of the last times I was over at the house, he was singing. He was in his office singing at full volume. I forgot what song it was. It wasn't one of his songs. He was singing that. Watch that sound. Everybody knows what's going down. Like he was singing it at full volume. And I was like, damn, he sounded great, So he can sing, so
it seems like it's his physical body that's the problem, not his mind and not his voice. So there's ways around it. But it should be exciting. And then obviously any kind of signing with this lineup is exciting. We're talking about signings. I belong to these autograph groups on Facebook, as you do, Sean. And the guy posted a RATT autograph and he wanted an opinion. And I don't usually comment, but I don't like to see someone get ripped off. And I said, it's bad. Yeah. And then someone in the comments said, well, I got this one from JSA, so I know it's good. It was also bad. They missed the ball. They were old RATT albums signed in a white paint pen, including Robin Crosby.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did they even have white paint pens when he was alive?
I don't think so. No one was using paint pens in 2000, prior to 2003 when I think he passed.
Yeah.
And then Juan is infamous for dating his signatures. He told me he always dates them. Steven was off, and I just don't like to see people get duped. And, at some point, I'm trying to do some kind of Warren signing where people can get an authentic signature, and something we'll talk about down the road as that Steven Warren thing just started to take shape. And I'll get to people's questions in just a minute. But like I said, we had a good time at the Creepy Con. I counted those prints, and there's a few left. I would say that maybe a few payments didn't go through, whatever. The ones that I have are on the site, and these are what they look like. And they're very cool. Sean's artist, Mark Beer, he's the guy who designed these. And it's a cool looking nod to the living dead, if you will.
I think I have a little speck of each of that signature on my phone somewhere, like a little purple, little green,
a little of each color, yeah.
Little color on my. It somehow picked it up with my phone on the table there, but
I'm glad that so many people liked it, and I'm glad that we had fun doing that auction. It was kind of a new concept, at one of these conventions, and luckily Wi-Fi worked well enough to even do it. You never know what's going to happen, but we had a good time. If someone's saying they love my shirt, I got this shirt at the show. It's the Michael Myers Bob's Big Boy.
That's the first thing I saw when I walked in. I went, "Oh, those are cool." And then
it's silly, but I should say the people who made it. It's called Lucky Hellcat Art, and they have nice. I like to see people take a different spin on things. There's only so many products you can sell at these conventions. And I
saw a new one today that I thought was pretty funny. I think it's from it's at London 1888. They have a new one that has Donald Trump with Art the Clown makeup on, and it says tariff fire.
That's
That was pretty funny.
good.
I saw
Yeah.
I saw a shirt this week that was the Burger King logo, but it said Stephen King, and I went, "That's dumb enough to wear."
Yeah.
So dumb shirts this week in the wild.
There was good vendors there. I enjoy taking the time to walk around and look at what some of the other people had. A lot of people were bringing baked treats to Wednesday, all kinds of
Oh man,
monster
let me
treats.
tell you about those baked treats. I almost threw them away. I'm like, I'm not gonna eat these. I looked at them. I was just like, I not in a bad like. I was like, I don't need to eat these. But I took a bite of that little cookie sandwich. I finished off the last one last night. The Exorcist cake is still in my fridge, and the Ouija board cake, and there was a Pinhead and a Michael Myers cookie that I'm going to devour at some point. That stuff was excellent.
Yeah, well, it's perfect for the munchies. And the first night we were there, we all got to go to dinner. Of course, we went to a very fancy restaurant with the dress code called Denny's. uh,
Yeah.
and Wednesday's been more adventurous. It's not quite as exciting as it used to be. We used to be able to get you to try crazy
Now
things.
he's just like, just order something for me off the menu. I trust you guys.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm a big boy now. I'll be 50 next year, guys. Come on.
You're going to be in
And
the
he can
club.
stretch.
Yeah.
Kick.
Yeah.
And he can kick. And he can stretch.
Yeah, that's one thing about turning 50. You remember that a lot.
Yeah.
But let's see. So trying to go through some of these comments. Tommy says he's so glad it's Bloss behind the kit and not Stubby Blotzer.
Oh.
I have to agree. But yeah, and this hopefully in the next few days, months, weeks, there'll be more of those Piercy DiMartini announcements. That's what we're hoping for. Malfunction playing Vegas tonight. No, they're rehearsing to try to see what's next.
No, we played Vegas last night technically, but just not for anybody. So yeah, so our rehearsals are done. The next step is gonna track some demos in Orange County, and then send the music to, we can do that via the internet nowadays, and send it to Frankie to lay vocals down. Just get some demo stuff done. I showed them all the documentary, and they loved it. I was very happy. I was nervous. I'll be honest, I was definitely nervous. We got some yentas behind me just yapping it up all of a sudden. But
you tell those women to shut their mouths.
Shut your fucking pie hole.
You shut your mouth.
Wednesday, I'll come out there and shut it for them.
You tell them I'll get on the next plane out of Burbank and I'll be over there.
He's now Trump's president. You can smack women, right? It's cool,
I'll
right?
This hat. I'll
smack
grab
her
right by the woman maker.
They let you do what you want. I can grab them and everything.
I've been getting a little flack over a line I said in my interview with Janie Lane's daughter. It's doing well, 16,000.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll add one to it soon.
Well, thank you. I think you'll like it. It's a very interesting, and she's a cool kid. I mean, she's 27 now. I mean, she's a young woman, but her mother dated Donald Trump before Janie Lane. And she wasn't born, obviously. And I said, how crazy that your mother dated a president. And she said, I sometimes think, what if Donald Trump would have been my father?
Oh.
And I couldn't resist. I said, well, maybe then he would have said he would have liked to date you. Now, for those watching, Donald Trump did say if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he would date her, or he would like to date her. I thought it was an innocent joke. A few people.
Well, it's not true. He said that. That's a quote. He said that on TV. It's on video. You can find it.
That's what
but it's probably AI. Let's face it. Is it real? Could be AI. They're doing great things with the AI these days. Sorry.
No, I'm glad you said it. But people don't want to listen to that. They just want to be mad at me. She laughed and didn't mind one bit. And so people get upset, and when you talk about that situation, but had I said some of the things that the president has said in tweets, and I read them here, I would be canceled. I'd lose my monetization.
No,
Uh,
not
I,
anymore.
I certainly couldn't be the president, if I said some of those things. But I don't know why people get so upset.
Dude,
I don't.
there's guys that have made a living off of saying those things. That's
Yeah,
I mean,
Dice.
come on.
Dice, Andrew Dice Clay.
No, I mean current, like Joe Rogan and
Right.
all these guys. I mean, it's kind of like, they're right now, and I will say that I'm all for political correctness going out the window, because I think it's gotten carried away. I personally do think it's gotten to be a bit woke, a little bit, but yeah. But whatever, comedy, have a sense of humor, people.
Hey, you know
That's
what I
the
gotta say
main
about
thing.
it? Here's
I'm
what I
in
gotta say.
Vegas, and
I gotta say this.
Angelina. I'm in Las Vegas. I stand in front of the Pinball Hall of Fame. If you're tuning in late,
Yes, we should point that out. And
President
but
of
see, then you
what?
get people like this who get upset. And I'm not trying to turn it into politics. You'd rather have a demented president. Go figure. And I'm wondering.
I'm
It's a
all right with demented people. I like it.
yeah.
I
don't know.
would I rather have a demented president? Do you mean somebody with dementia?
I think we have one right
I love
now.
all of them.
I was gonna say. I think a president with dementia would be less dangerous than what we're dealing with at the moment. But I'm not gonna get into it. That's all right. Let's turn Gaza into the next Riviera. That sounds like a great idea. How those egg prices going?
It's
Anyway.
crazy. It's crazy. Now, someone asks, and I don't know what this is yet. It says, speaking of politics, did you see Damien Leone's post? He directed the Terrifier movies.
I
Can
did.
someone tell me what it's about?
I saw it. Yeah. I think because David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, he's very, very hardcore anti-Trump, and he goes a bit overboard with it. And I think Damien's starting to get heat for it, and Damien's just like, hey, pretty much saying, without saying it, that just because one of our actors has these strong political beliefs, that it shouldn't reflect on our franchise.
Yeah.
He wants
clown in the next Terrifier if he keeps it up.
He doesn't want politics associated with his franchise, and he's not taking sides, and I get it.
Art the Clown kills equally. He does not discriminate.
He does not discriminate.
Politics is stupid. It's dumb. It's all dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now there was another question that I saw that I wanted to get to. Let's see, I got the Damon Leone one.
See if I can see it.
I just like to play Snake Plissken about the whole thing. He just like what? And they talk about the people starting about politics. I just take a drag and just go.
I don't know if I want to bring this up because it sounds so ridiculous. But I mean, why not?
Jason totally just ruined your line, bro. He stepped
on your line.
What
was it, Wednesday? Say it again.
No, it's just
he was doing a snake thing and he just ruined it.
Sean, can you do it in a Southern accent?
No, here's Snake Plissken. I'll do both. I could do. Hold on, this is president of what? All right, that's Snake Plissken. Yeah. Here's the country version. Gomer Pyle doing it. President of what? It's two different ways to do it. There you go.
Almost sound like the same. Almost sound the same.
Someone walked up and did the handshake and gave me this.
Nice.
With CreepyCon, and it's
mm-hmm. Well, you get a lot of things at that. You get a lot of things at that CreepyCon. Question was, and I don't think that we can answer it, is, hey Jason, do you know or have you heard about the pictures of Kelly Osbourne surfing of her parents allegedly pimped her out to the diddler? It's just funny reading this shit. She's unusually looks unnatural now. I do not know anything about Kelly Osbourne or the diddler or anything else. That's the Olivia says Wednesday's hat looks fiercely fabulous on him.
Thank you. One of a kind, custom made. Everyone goes, "Where'd you get that hat?" It was made. There's only
Have
one
you
of them.
guys seen Nosferatu yet?
No.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Very,
I don't.
very old movie. You should check it out.
Oh, sorry, 2024. I missed
Oh
it.
no, I haven't watched that.
Me neither.
I don't like my Nosferatu looking like Wyatt Earp. Sorry.
I'm
Nah.
with you.
I want my
I like it.
Nosferatu looking
It's like
very bald and no
Yeah.
mustache.
I mean, it's like, come on. I haven't even seen
I'll go
it.
with big eyebrows. I'll go with that.
The big eyebrows
I
are
don't-
good, but the big mustache, he looks like the Pringles guy.
And spoiler
Look like the
alert,
Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sort of.
Spoiler alert, he shows his wiener too. I don't know if I want to see
I don't need to
Well,
see a Nosfer wiener.
Oh,
I don't think I
no.
need
Now
it.
I'm definitely not going to see it.
The mustache and the wiener. What about this Wolfman movie? Any you guys got interested in that?
I wanted to see that. I haven't seen it yet. Is the
My
Wolfman on
friend,
the
my
Plex
friend
yet?
gave a review. He
All right.
said, "What? Here's what.
Lawton's here.
Hey,
up,
Martin,
bro?
good to see you.
What's
Hey,
up, man?
hey. What's up? What's up?"
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend said, "What
I'm
the
on.
hell? A wolf man with no fur, Nosferatu with a mustache?" He said, "What's next? Frankenstein with face tattoos?" That was his review.
hmm
So
We're gonna
Yeah,
leave. I'm gonna stay on here though while we drive to wherever the concert is. Huh? What is it? Fountain Blue.
Oh,
We're
the
going to Fountain
Fontaine
Blue.
Blue. Wednesday stayed
And
there
we got to
once.
hit up the Custard place after the concert.
yeah,
I think.
I usually stay over there.
Wednesday is a Fontaine Blue person.
Usually stay at that hotel.
I did when I was headlining Sick New World last year.
I've never even been there. So
Yeah, I mean, I pretty
Oh,
much rented
nice.
the whole place out for myself. It's usually not available when I'm in town. It's just for me, the entire place.
Mhm.
It's like the toy with Richard Pryor. I'm like Master Bates.
yeah. Oh, you know what's funny is yesterday. This is so strange. Yesterday morning, Scotty Schwartz from is that Scotty
Mhm.
Schwartz from the toy.
Master Bates.
Master Bates.
He called me. Then later that day, he out of nowhere mentioned the movie The Toy. And he said, "Oh, it's like that movie The Toy." And I go, "That's crazy you said that because the kid from The Toy just called me before I came here." And it's weird you brought it up. Nobody talks about the fucking toy, but in 2 days, everybody's talking about the toy.
Yeah,
That's-
first time in
yeah.
years. I think he would be a good guest on the show. I was thinking that he would be interesting. People only talk about Christmas Story with him, but the toy, Jackie Gleason and Richard Pryor, it doesn't get
That
crazy.
was like my favorite movie when I was a kid and when it came on HBO when we first got the legal cable hookup. I used to count how many times I had seen it, and I remember 28 was a number. That's how many times I had watched it, and that was when I was 7.
Mhm.
So imagine how many times I've seen it now, like maybe 29, 30.
Yeah, no, I think he would be good. I don't think I would bring up his adult career that he had after his child acting career.
I don't
But
think he don't give a shit. Scotty don't care. He'd talk about
I'm
it.
telling you, you guys don't remember Kidco that he was in, where he was like a little redneck that worked for like the Future Farmers of America. It was a come on,
I didn't
guys.
remember it.
Nope.
Come on, Kidco. We're gonna reform it. Kid
We need to
Co.
remake The Toy with like
Yes.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, it'd be
Dave
great.
Chappelle. Yeah, and let's get and we should get somebody. And we got to figure out enough. I don't want to like update it too much. I want it to stay just as racist as it is.
Yes.
And
All right. Well,
but
don't
new
give it to
people.
Tyler Perry. Tyler
Make it-
Perry's The Toy. Would be
Make it
awesome.
more current. Like it could be like if like too bad Barron's too old now to do it. But when Barron was a kid, it'd be like Donald Trump could be the one who's buys him the Negro, and then it could be this is your own Negro. You can do whatever you want. He's great. He's great. He tells jokes. He does all the things. You know.
I think maybe like Dick Van Dyke could play the Jackie Gleason role. He's 99.
Before everybody freaks out on here, if you haven't seen the plot of the toy, you should look it up.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny how much we've talked about it because when we were at the Hollywood
No.
show, me and Wednesday had a whole toy discussion, and I didn't even see Scotty that day. But let's see. Well, thank you, Michael Brown, for the super chat. Nothing to say, just giving us money. It's very nice. By us, I mean me. But if you have a comment, feel free to give it. Here's a question.
Someone just posted in the comments, Wonder Wheel.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah.
What's that?
Remember the Wonder Wheel that he got in the store? That's what sealed the deal with Eric Bates when he saw him in the Wonder Wheel in the store. And it deflated. He goes, "Come on, Wonder Wheel, don't down me, Wonder Wheel, Wonder Wheel, Wonder Wheel."
Question for Sean.
It sounded kind of racist the way you did that. What's that?
Torpedo Girl Kel writes, "Hey Sean, will you be sending any clients or making an appearance yourself at Frightmare in the Falls in Niagara Falls this October?" It's a long time off.
I think I have one client there, and I won't be there.
That's a long way to go. I have to go there for Vince Neil and Stephen Piercy show in Ontario, Canada.
Huh.
Long way to go. Let's see here.
Why does that dude have a hard on for Trump? He just makes me hard. It's that hair. It's that orange complexion. I mean, why wouldn't you be hard for Trump? What is wrong with you? Can't you tell excellence? Come on, my friend. Get hard for Trump. Everybody's doing it. All the best people are doing it.
Do you think
because it's the only good impersonation I do? That's why. Fuck off.
Do you think these people saw the double hand job dance and thought, "Don't you make fun of my guy, you know, who's dancing to the YMCA"? Maybe I'm wrong.
I keep trying to do it, but I don't know how to masturbate other dudes, so I can't do the dance. So
you should learn. You should learn.
Next time the three of us hang out.
Yeah. Sean, I hope to see you back at HorrorCon.
That's why there's three of us, guys. That's why there's three of us. That's our name. The three hand jobs.
There you go. There's a name. The HorrorCon Washington was cool. I want to go back to that one.
Yeah, I will be at a thing called 90s Con, and Sean will be there. This is in March, I think. That sounds right. And it's in Connecticut, and I'm looking forward to it. This is a show I've wanted to go to for quite some time. And then also, I'm thinking about going to the Steel Con. Now, Sean, will you have anyone there?
As of right now, I haven't booked anybody in there. It's one of those things where he does it 3 times a year. So I have 3 opportunities to bring people to that venue. And it happens to be on the same weekend, I think, as 2 other big shows, the April one coming up. So I think I might just skip out on that one and wait till his August show. Yeah. Although, you know, with the whole Monroeville Mall thing going on, I definitely want to try to get out there as much as possible before it's potentially, you know, closed or torn down, or we don't know the fate of it yet. That's the mall from the original Dawn of the Dead. Just got sold to fucking Walmart.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to turn it all into a Walmart, but who knows what the hell they're going to do with it.
Yeah, it's really going to be full of zombies.
Well, then you can make a Dawn of the Dead in Walmart.
That might be true. Now,
that'd be crazy. I would pay to see people get their heads blown off in Walmart.
You could just go to the one by my house and see that.
Yeah.
Chop and Easter. I want to go to Pittsburgh. The Yankees are playing the Pirates during SteelCon. I like to see the Yankees play. And then I've always wanted to go to this Mr. Rogers Museum that's in Pittsburgh, where they have all the costumes and toilet props and things. I was interested in that. And then I think, and I don't know this, but I think they're going to have a Happy Days reunion. I think they're going to add Ron Howard to that SteelCon. And my theory is, and Sean, maybe you know, but I think they're waiting for this MegaCon that's happening right now to end. This is his first appearance. And I think when this is over, they are going to announce him for SteelCon. Now, Henry Winkler.
Did you ask his manager?
Who is his manager?
He was right next to you. He's the one with Linda Blair.
Oh, he was a nice guy, that guy. I didn't ask him. Interesting. But so Henry Winkler had to cancel MegaCon this weekend.
I didn't know that.
I'm guessing he was not well. Otherwise, he would have been there because they had Fonzie Richie, Ralph, and Potsy. And now you have no Fonzie. Kind of hurts things. So I'm hoping
I like the
that,
Mandy comment. That's funny, Travis.
which one was it?
It was saying because the red light was on me from the brakes that I looked like Nicolas Cage and Mandy because all the red light.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, do you have a
need to make
Jamie
the
Kennedy
face.
impression?
Huh?
Do you have a Jamie Kennedy impression?
I do, yeah.
Well, why you ask? There's people talking about everybody. Who's talking about that? I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta have my hat. I gotta adjust my hat.
Anyway, you
I
got to know
try to-
Jamie to know how his mannerisms
I
for
try
it
to
to be
do
really
it.
fun.
He was standing in the hotel one night reacting to one of your other clients who got into an odd situation, and he goes, "She's crazy, man. It's crazy. She's
So
nuts."
I'm gonna do my impersonation of Jamie filming himself. This is what he
Uh-huh.
goes. I need a hat because he's always adjusting his hat, but I'm gonna pretend to be adjusting my hat. He always really does.
Everything's going. I don't know what's going on right now. But it's
He just looks. He wide eyes. He squint. It's. I don't
Mhm.
know what he's talking
That's
about.
pretty good.
And he does
He
the
is
hat. Yeah.
He's a complete character. He said he would do the show, but I don't know if he would get me canceled, Sean.
Yeah, I would go
No,
on his
you're good.
show, but I'd get canceled because I know too much. I know too much stuff. I know too
Wednesday
much.
yeah,
was-
he's seen things. Wednesday's seen things. He told me.
I've seen stuff. I know stuff. I know what he's talking about. Half the
They're
time.
listening.
Anyway.
He does say that.
Yeah.
They are.
I love
though.
Jamie. I
He's
do.
not-
I do.
he's not
I love
wrong.
him.
They are
He's
listening.
a fun character for sure.
They are listening.
Yeah.
They know. They know.
I
They
told him that
know.
I knew a secret handshake, and he said, "Shh, you don't want to do that around here." Yeah, we met a lot of interesting characters. Billy Worth of the Lost Boys, he's
wanted
a
to be our
fun
friend.
character too. And he's going to come on and debut some music that he produced, and it actually was pretty good. The worst thing that can happen is when your friends say, "Hey, you want to hear some music?" Right in front of you with their phone. Oh boy! And he played me 3 good songs.
That's Cartzilla is next to me, pumping hip hop music. That's ridiculous. What is this? It's a giant shopping cart?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Look at this thing. Can you see this? Hold on. Can you see it?
Whoa, that is a
Wow.
giant. Damn.
Roll the thing up. I don't want to hear that crap.
Vegas
Anyway.
is crazy.
Fucking Vegas, bro.
Danny
Vegas,
Cook's
bro.
interview was great. I thank Sean for setting that up. That was a good one. Sean, did you see the Danny Cook's interview?
I did. I watched it on the plane on the way here. I loved how it started off with giving me props. That made me feel good.
We started and ended with double props.
I know. It was a winning way to start and end the show.
Wednesday, did you watch it?
I've missed the last 10 minutes. I've watched most of it. So
Well, we can reveal now which Predator he thought was creepier. It's out.
the bike.
He
The
said-
one with Arnold Schwarzenegger is the creepiest. He's got the little arm thing with the buttons.
He said that Gordon Jump
I'm gonna keep doing Jamie.
was the creepier Predator of the two.
I was gonna say, is that all you know is Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why this guy
I
got
mean,
such a
well,
fucking hard on for Jamie Kennedy? Anyway,
Mhm.
sorry.
There's multiple Jamie hard-ons in here.
This
today.
fucking cart keeps pulling up right next to us.
Push it over.
Fucking hip hop cart. The
Yeah,
hip hop
flip it
cart.
over.
Full of white people.
Of
Anyway.
course.
Definitely gonna
Malibu's
flip it
Most
over.
Wanted, Jamie Kennedy, maybe.
Yeah, B-Rad in the house.
Would you have Corey Feldman on? I mean, I would, but seems like a pain in the ass as far as interviews go. He doesn't want to talk about this. He doesn't want to talk about that.
Why isn't Corey Feldman mentioned on that Black Sabbath big show? It's weird. It's just
Hey,
they're missing somebody on
Hey.
there.
Secret.
Surprises, bro.
I've
So-
said too much.
Somebody's asking if Linda Blair knew Wednesday's song. I will point out someone came up to Wednesday with a Linda Blair Funko Pop. It was already signed by her.
What?
And they asked Wednesday to sign it on the side panel. Now
Well,
tell me the significance.
show anymore?
well, the way that it was set up was pretty weird because it was kind of one of those slow spots during the day where nobody was at the table. Everyone was getting lunch. It was, and I seen this guy walk up and he's got a pop, and he's walking to me, and I'm like, I don't have a pop. Why is he coming over here to me? And I look and I realize it's Linda Blair, and I look over and she's not at her table, and he's walking up to me, and I'm like, does this guy think I'm Linda Blair? So he pulls it out and says on the table, and he goes, yeah, check it out, man. I'm like, yep, all right. And then he goes, I want you to sign this because I want you to sign your Love at First Fright lyrics from Murder Dolls on there. And I'm like, whew. I was like, I thought this guy thought I was Linda Blair. I was like, that
Wednesday
would've
was
been
just
awesome.
relieved that somebody was bringing him money. He's like, oh, phew.
Yes. Well, that was another
Yeah.
relief. But
He
but
would have
no,
took
it's
it
cool.
either way.
My first pop that I signed along with because that's what I wrote that song about. It's a love song to Reagan, and so that was cool. I didn't think about that. I never signed that before.
That's a love song to a 13-year-old girl. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about that,
I,
bro.
uh,
You get
it's
clubbed, they're gonna
official.
find out.
Anyway.
Everybody's a suspect.
I learned
Everybody's a
it from Kiss.
suspect.
I learned it from Kiss. I went 3 years younger than Christine 16.
I was Googling the Linda Blair that I remember from my youth, which was Chained Heat, Savage Streets, and then Linda Blair had quite the interesting love life. She had a thing for bass players, Glenn Hughes and Rick James, and then later Rick Springfield, not a bass player but a handsome fella.
Bootsy
And
Collins.
she was interesting, but she was very nice. And I've heard people have bad experiences with her a lot.
She was super cool.
She seemed pleasant, and they had a kind of organized system. And she was nice.
And I told
Wednesday
you that
night I talked to her about the raccoons in Burbank.
I told you that my photo with her would do well, and it is. I think it just hit 100,000 views right before I got on the show. That's insane. So something's going on in my. I think with that fire video, the Marilyn Manson picture, and now Linda Blair, my Instagram has had almost 9 million views in the last 30 days.
Insane.
Again, I falls back on good representation, I think.
And my yeah. So that's what it all comes down to, guys. So get tickets to my tour because it's going to sell out now. I'm a firefighter. I'm a rock and roller. I'm a grandfather, a father, a lover,
Smoker, a joker, a midnight
a
toker.
baker.
A lot of people are shocked that Danny Cooksey and yourself are both grandfathers. It is
That's
shocking.
because we started having sexual intercourse at a very early age. That's what we do. That's what we do down south.
Yeah, I have no kids, and I'm hoping to have the sex eventually.
Well, yeah, you and I both.
Keep it up.
Maybe not to get together. Rebel from the Waist Down, thank you for the 666. Useless rock trivia. Pat Benatar stole her husband, Neil Giraldo, away from Linda Blair. Nice. I'll give you some useful
Another
trivia.
guitar player, huh? She likes the guitar players.
I'll give you some useful trivia. The biggest song that maybe you guys know. Do you know the biggest song Neil Giraldo ever played on? Slightly a trick question, but maybe
I don't know that. I don't know.
It's the biggest selling song he ever played on, and the trick of it is not a Pat Benatar song.
Was it? That's the Sugar Papa Likes from Peter Chris's solo album.
That's the kind of sugar Papa likes.
That's the kind of sugar Papa likes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, right.
That is the answer right there. Jesse's
knew it.
girl. Yeah.
Oh, Jesse's girl. I was close.
Really?
That was really close. How many people are watching tonight? I can't. That doesn't show.
285 right now.
285. Well, I usually don't do pods if it's less than 300 on a live, but I'll stick around.
I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I've seen both you guys on pods that had like 47 views. So
yeah,
we're doing
46 actually, because you were watching.
True, I counted. Let's see.
I hate when I'm about to go into that press thing with my new album, and they always set up podcasts, and I'm always praying that it's someone like you in a show, but I normally get that one guy that's reading Wikipedia as he talks to me and goes, so, what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh,
And I'm just
nice.
like,
Mhm.
I guess I kind of like them all. And then I'm making a joke, and then they go, like, me too. You know, my thing. And then the interview starts to tell me. I'm like, who's doing the interview here? Shut
Yeah, I
up.
love it when the interviewers talk about themselves.
A lot. Yeah.
It happens a lot on this show.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Jason was in the Toxic Avenger or wrote Romeo and Juliet.
But you
Tell
have
him
to
about
learn,
that, Jason. I'm going to take a break.
but you learn some
I'm
good
just kidding.
things out of that. No, but when I
I
interviewed,
kid the
I
Jason.
did not tell Janie Lane's daughter about the Toxic Avenger. Maybe I'll have her back.
Well, that's to be the next interview easily.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
usually a follow-up. But no, I think a lot of interviewers don't take a break and listen, and they also don't have a rapport with the person they're talking to. It's one thing if you have a similar experience, but when they ask you, most people do the Chris Farley interview. So, you're Wednesday 13. What is that like? You know, there's a lot of
right.
those, and
Yeah.
So you're in a band with somebody successful, Joey
mhm.
Jordison. That was
Oh,
pretty cool.
how about that awkward guy? The people at cons there's always that one guy that'll be at the con, and I don't think they're meaning to be weird, but they'll just say stuff. There was a guy that was like probably 20 feet away from me, and he was like, Wednesday, yo, and I'm like, hey man. He goes, I love condolences. I'm like, thanks.
Oh,
And then he just yells, do you miss Joey?
horn, bro.
And I was like, yep. He goes,
You're in the turn
man,
lane.
that sucked when he passed. And I'm just like, are you hearing yourself say this
Never
out
seen
loud?
that.
Like people are strange. And
Mhm.
yeah. So I like I said, I don't think that guy was trying to be like that, but it was
Oh
like on the
God.
yeah, it's like on the Wedding Singer when the guy goes, he's talking to Adam Sandler going, oh, you're the guy who got dumped at your wedding. You must have felt like shit. No, it actually felt pretty good. My parents died when I was 10. You want to talk about that?
That's a decent Sandler.
Mm.
Mhm.
I just saw a question on here. It was kind of interesting. Somebody
Yeah,
said,
that one right there.
Sean, have you ever heard of a band in Vegas called A Pig Named Jody? We used to play with a band Junk Hole in the 90s. Okay, now I'd never heard of A Pig Named Jody. Obviously, I know the Amityville reference, Amityville Horror, but Frankie Perez, who's my singer in Malfunction, was in Junk Hole before Malfunction. That was his old band. So I don't know if you knew that, but
Small
anyway,
world.
Junk Hole. That's a good band name. I like it.
Junk Hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a glory hole full of junk.
This is a
Yeah.
question that Sean would know better than me. Would I ever consider having the kid who played the problem child on? I don't
Oh
even know where he is. Is that
man,
kid born?
that little kid is another big influence on my life. I just sent a meme of him to my friend the other day because this is how we relate. We relate through Junior from Problem Child. What a great movie that was. Saw that in the theater first day it came out.
Is that kid active?
Yeah,
Uh,
I see him. I see him online.
he does. I know he did the Hollywood show, but I don't know him.
What?
Mm.
I'll
He did the
totally go
Hollywood
meet.
show not long ago.
Fuck, I missed that one. I need to go meet him. I missed him and I think did I miss the Beastmaster again?
I think he did Chiller too. That kid.
Wow.
Yeah, Problem Child's so good. And then you got Kramer in it as well. Michael
I'm seeing
Richards,
that.
the cancel expert.
What
Decent
is the
AC/DC song too.
Michael Oliver? Is
It
that the
is.
kid?
I don't know his name.
He's 43 years old now.
That
And
can't be real. He's a little kid.
says he was
No,
born October
he's
10th,
growing up. Junior.
1981.
Yeah.
And
Hi, my name's Junior. My favorite color's blue. Mine too.
he
What a
sued his
couple of
mother
yahoos.
manager for extorting his acting contract with Universal Studios, stating on the eve of filming he was threatened to remove her son from production unless his payment was raised to from 80,000 to 500,000. A Superior Court jury ruled that the contract was unenforceable. Universal Pictures had entered into it under duress, and that Ponce and Oliver were obliged to return the difference between the 250,000 Universal had thus paid.
Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. Oh, there's a car in front of me. I don't know if I can show license plates. License plate says Iron Maiden. It's IRON M8N. Iron Maiden. That's kind of rad.
A lot of Maiden fans like Tears for Fears, like you guys.
Yeah.
How could they know?
Well, that's why they're here.
Yeah.
Scream for me, Tears for Fears. You know.
Is there a support? Is there a support act on Tears for
Thank
Fears?
God, no. It's just
an
them.
Evening
It's
with
an
Tears
evening
for Fears.
with. What are they going to play? I mean, forgive me. I don't know much of their songs other than the hits.
Sowing the Seeds of Love.
I know that.
Shout.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Mad World.
Oh,
Head
Mad
Over
World.
Heel. Was it Head Over Heels? What's another one?
Mad World.
I said Mad World. There's 4 of them right there.
Well, that's for an evening with. They better have about 4 or 5 more for me to hang out, or I'll.
It's an
I'll be
18
here.
song
Sowing
set.
the Seeds of Love.
I said Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Oh.
Gonna be a lot of
You
hot
guys
chicks
just fucking
there. I bet.
repeating what I'm saying.
There'd be a lot
Literally
of
sitting next to me. Did you
lot
say
of
shout?
chicks.
Yeah, I said shout.
A
Huh?
lot
Lot
of
of
hot
trim.
chicks at Tears for Fears. That's a
Let
chick
it all
magnet
out,
place.
dude. Let it all out.
Everybody wants to rule the world. Yeah, that's another big one.
That's the same 4 you've been talking about. They don't.
No,
have
I
it.
didn't. That's 5
I'm-
now. We're on 5 hits.
I'm not trying to pick on them. I like all those songs, but are there other songs, deep cuts on their records that are good? I've never listened to them other than
They
their
take an
hits.
intermission between the first 2 and the last 2.
Is it going to be just like in between those hits, or are you going to be like, all right, I need to go to the bathroom or check my Instagram?
Woman
Is
in Chains. Is that a song?
Yeah, it's a great song.
That's a good song.
Lord knows.
I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm not.
Run
trying
to the
pick on
Hills.
them.
That's a good one.
They're gonna play that one, I hope.
Number of the
those hits that
Beast.
you
I think
put-
they open
yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
Better
all
be-
those songs you mentioned are on like a playlist I play on my. I have a playlist called Bus Rock.
I
It's just
lived
awesome songs.
alone.
Whoa.
My mind was blank. Oh,
Pale
something like that.
Shelter.
No. What?
I don't know
Pale
Pale
Shelter.
Shelter. But
Change.
Change.
Yeah, change, isn't it?
Pale
God, we're up
Shelter's
to like 7 or 8 hits now.
Mhm.
They're gonna make you eat your words
good.
Wednesday.
First album.
I just said name some more songs. I don't know. I'm asking.
Fuck, man.
Like when I went to see the
Dare you.
Damned,
How
every single song they
dare
played I
you.
liked because I knew all their deep cuts. I don't know. I don't know Tears
Who?
for Fears other than the Damned. Like when I went and saw
Who?
them, all their songs were good.
Yeah.
The Domed.
Hmm.
Well, have you guys looked at the set list for what you're going to, or do you want to be surprised?
Yeah. I looked at the set list. I wanted to see how long they were gonna play. 18 songs. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we're not paying for it either. Can't
I
really
was just
complain.
gonna say they didn't pay to get in, and looks like a fun song. Wednesday, out of these 16
I'll buy a shirt.
songs,
I'll support.
out of
I probably
Out of
know
these
some of
18,
these songs.
how many did you know Wednesday?
I can't read them because I'm hold on.
Read
No
them off,
Small
Jason.
Thing,
There we go.
The Tipping
All right, we
Point.
go. Holy
What
man.
happened?
I can see now.
Okay.
Okay,
I know
let's see.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
I know
Sowing
that
the
one.
Seeds of Love.
Sowing the Seeds of Love.
They play those
Uh,
early.
Oh, you're showing the set list. Okay.
I don't know any of these songs.
But
You don't know Mad
World.
World?
What
Come
does
on.
Mad World sound like?
That's the one from Donnie Darko they covered. All
Great.
around are familiar faces, worn
Okay,
out
okay.
places. Come on.
That's
Yeah,
a
I've
good
only seen Donnie
depressing song.
Darko once, but I've hung out with that guy like 1,000 times. Still don't know his name.
What, Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, the guy with the rabbit suit. You probably repped him or did. or
Oh,
knew him.
yeah, James Duvall. He's one of my clients and friend of mine and was in my movie, The Blackwater's Echoes Pond. You see it on Tubi right now for free, apparently.
Ron, you're
Anyway.
starting to sound like me. You want to get some
Yeah.
plugs in for the toxic event?
Yeah.
Good.
And if you
Whoa.
check out
Glasses.
Tromeo and Juliet while you're on
Thank
the
Thank
Tubi, it's probably on there. That was written by
James Gunn.
by the way, yeah, James Gunn, who went on to have a career. Tell him about it, Jason.
Yes, James Gunn went on to be successful,
This is the Jason Green roast tonight.
and I'm chatting with you too. Hold on. Wednesday.
We're
Have you
walking through
ever?
the parking structure now. We're probably going to have to jump off here pretty soon, because I'm sure the casino is going to get high or loud.
Yes, they might. Have you ever had Christians protest your show Wednesday?
No,
You should get some of that.
Not yet. I'm still praying for it to happen
You should
one
get
day.
some.
I'm
Have
praying
you?
it'll
Have
happen
Jason?
one day. One day. Pray.
They
Please.
protest this show.
Please, I'm praying.
I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try.
I'm praying for a Christian protest. That's how
You
I
got to
would
say
get
some
that.
controversial shit, like Jesus was a punk, something. I don't know. Say some shit like that.
The Sex Pistols show in Oklahoma, I went to the theater. There was a protest, but a lot of it looked like it was fake. And I have a feeling they tipped people off. The protesters had signs about Johnny Rotten by name. I think it was a little bit of a hype. They might have went and got some real people too, but I think it was a move.
I think John Lydon just hired some people to go down there and do it.
I think, or I think Malcolm McLaren probably did it, more likely. They only played 8 shows in the United States, and only 2 of those venues are still there. You know, you mentioned Pomona earlier, Sean. I went to Pomona on my way home, and I stopped at the Eastland Academy for Girls, where The Facts of Life was filmed. And it was a cool location. Definitely something different. I don't think I've seen many people do it, if anybody.
When you said they only played 8 shows in the U.S., what do you mean back in the day?
That's yes, not including the reunion without Sid Vicious.
I was gonna say I saw the reunion. It was at Universal Amphitheater.
Reunion was
still
great. I thought it was
It
great.
was awesome.
They're the Rolling Stones of punk rock. It was still really good. But
What is your guys' favorite? What's your favorite Sex Pistol song? What's do you have one?
I'd say maybe Bodies.
I was going to say Bodies too. It's funny.
Look at that. Look at that.
See,
that's why we hang out. That's our first song.
Well, hey guys, I should jump off.
Yeah, well, thank you, Sean, for joining us.
You should think about it. Don't end your life. Don't jump off. I'm gonna negotiate.
I'm gonna jump to conclusions.
Gomer Pyle, the negotiator.
Jump to conclusions.
Don't do it. Stay on this plane.
Y'all have a good time tonight.
Come on now, Sergeant Carter.
Oh wait, is this going in? Or is that going to elevators? Probably gonna lose you on the elevator anyway. All right, kids, have fun. The show's gonna get real boring now, but stick with them. They're sensitive.
Check out Malfunction on YouTube. And all right, Sean, we'll see you soon.
All right, see you guys.
All right, thank you.
Sow the seeds.
Sow the seeds.
Sow the seeds.
You think those two are going to slow? You think those two are going to slow dance tonight?
They might.
I'm glad you spoke up Wednesday. I didn't want to tell them that Tears for Fears is for
I mean, when you hear "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," that's a cool song. It's at the end of a million movies that make you remind, like what ends with "Everybody Wants to Rule." Is Real Genius has it? Doesn't something with Anthony Michael Hall? I'm not sure which one, but that's a popular song. I know "Sowing the Seeds of Love," but it isn't like a song I just like, and I don't know the other ones.
Listen,
Shout. I know Shout. I know that.
I'm joking. They're going for free. Why not? It's fun. Sean's in Vegas. Lawton lives here. Maybe I would have seen it. It's not my favorite, obviously, but it's cool. And I like to see as many different bands as I can. You know what I mean? It's they're gonna have a gay old time.
It's weird. I'm kind of the same way. Like I want to see bands, but there are some bands that I'm afraid that I'll see, and it's just going to ruin it for me. Like, because you know what I mean? Like some stuff, like there are bands that I even seen back in the day that were great. Like I'm glad I got to see Motley Crue when they were probably at their prime. I've seen them every year since Dr. Feelgood, and I've seen them progressively not do the best. But it's just like when I go and see them recently, at the very end, I kind of went, I don't know if I want to see this because I saw it when it was great. So it's scary to go see some bands like that, especially like a Tears for Fears, because I don't know what they've been doing since Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Do they just get back together? Like, I don't
They
know.
play that one 12 times. Jennifer says, you went to Barry Manilow, Jason. Barry Manilow is macho compared to Tears for Fears. And the amount of songs, you go see Barry Manilow, you know every song in the set. It's crazy. But it's.
But you never know with those 80 bands, because sometimes they can be hit or miss. Like Duran Duran is still pretty awesome. I want to say
Yeah.
I saw a video of the band that does the safety dance. And me and Sean were talking about how good that guy was. Like you never know what you're gonna get with those. So it's sort of, for me, it can kind of ruin something if I
If
you
you
know.
want to see somebody in their prime, Wednesday 13 is about to kick off a tour in March. Look, at some point, there ain't going to be, you're not going to have Wednesday to kick around.
That's
Look at
right.
that. That's a
You won't
Wednesday
have a little
13.
me to kick around. I'll be too big for this show.
That's a Wednesday 13 mini bust. And I was thinking about how Sean said I name drop. I was so tempted to tell him how I fall asleep when he talks to Chris Nelson, but I thought maybe he could take the joke. There's a Wednesday as like a Gollum type character with a bad arm.
I don't know what happened to my arm there. I guess it's almost like I was being created, and they just kind of. I look like one of those little kids on those Shriner commercials at night.
Yeah, something. Let's see here. Okay, Sam. Sam says, my friend and I are seeing Wednesday for the first time in April and meeting him. Nice.
That's right. That's right.
I think we're going to do another one of these auctions from Wednesday's house so that you guys can get all that stuff. Because Wednesday's got to clean out the man cave.
I just have stuff like this stuff sitting around. Like we were talking about look at these. Look at it. Look at this. There's those cards I was telling you about. These things are cool. I need to find out how to get these made. There's a dude. Remember, his son came. I was like, my dad brings you all these cards. I'm like, that's your dad? So I got a whole family of this guy makes these cards, and they have like so there was one, murder dolls, and then on the back it's got like
That's
legit
cool.
print on it. And then like there's one with me with my umbrella, trying to get the glare off of it. It's all kinds of so it's just cool stuff. But this kind of stuff I've got laying around that just in.
Well, we're gonna swing by. Hey, is this Ryder? Hey, look who's here. Ryder's here.
Who? Hey, look.
Yeah.
You
Ryder
don't
is
even know,
great.
Ryder, how many toys I have. These are just the real toys are in that other room.
The toy room, yeah. Ryder is, I think he's 9. Maybe that's too old.
8. Maybe he is 9. I'm sure. Maybe he's 9 now.
Well, Ryder is a cool kid, and he plays. He's played the whiskey a bunch of times. He sings. He plays guitar. Doyle shares his stuff all the time. That was the first time I saw it. And
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I discovered him. I just saw him on Instagram, and I started following him, and I watch his shows, and he's like the biggest rock star that's under 10 years old. He plays the Stooges. He plays the Misfits. And he seems like he's been brought up on the right kind of music. I even saw the other day he just discovered L7. I'm like, this kid is awesome. L7.
Yeah.
He was like, so
I think we got to have Ryder on.
Ear.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have Ryder on the show. I think he would be great.
We should. He's I'd love for him to play our show. Hopefully he can. Hopefully I'll hit up Jake. Maybe he can do our whiskey show. That would be cool.
That would be great. You should definitely do that. And
I'll make a call.
Yeah, I was shocked by Ryder's talent. Like, he's not only is he talented, he's a cool kid. And he wants to come on, so it'd be fun.
Hearing him come out and sing "My Michelle" with that attitude was, you got to see it. It'll if it doesn't make you smile, then you don't have a face.
What's Ryder's name? Ryder could tell us. Ryder, what's your name on Instagram so that we can get people to follow you?
I think it's Ryder B. Good with like Johnny B. Good. I believe that's what that's how I took it. Yeah, but I think it's good.
I'm going to send a message.
I'm going to send with an E, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a message to get him on the show. There it is, right there.
There he
This
is.
has got to be
Yeah.
a parent typing for Ryder, because when I was 9, I don't think I could type that fast.
Who
But
knows?
who knows? He's talented.
My granddaughter is 8, and she was showing me how to work YouTube last time I was there. So
Yeah.
you never know.
Our generation Wednesday was stupid, I guess. I mean, we watched sitcoms.
And yeah, we did, and we're still we're still doing it.
Bricks are heavy. That's good. Hungry for Stink. Smell the Magic. L7
No,
had the best.
L7 is awesome. Murder Dolls was going to cover Wargasm. Joey kept saying, "We got to do Wargasm. We got to do Wargasm." Even my song, "Look What the Bats Dragged In's" kind of got a little Wargasm influence in that riff. Every time I play that song, I'm like, "That's close enough."
Yeah, the families together watching. Lisa
Oh.
says, "What about Sebastian Bach's stepson?" I don't think Sebastian's stepson actually plays, though. He comes on stage.
His son's a good drummer.
That's his real. Well, that's his biological son. Yes,
Yeah.
that's Paris. He has
Yeah.
2 sons, Paris and London.
Mhm.
But he has a stepson, and his name is Trace, and his father is Woody Harrelson's brother. So Woody Harrelson is his uncle, and this is public. I'm not giving anything away. And but I don't think he actually plays. I think he's just having fun on stage. Maybe he's learning, though. I'm not sure. Lorraine just followed Ryder, and yeah, and
Yeah, you
he's
should come on the show. That'd be cool. I'd like to know a little more too. I watched on Instagram, and I don't know. It's just cool to see that someone's still into rock music because, like I said, I went in the studio recently and recorded a song with this band that's on tour with us called Dead Rabbits, and it's great. It sounds awesome. Produced by Howard Benson. Guy's got platinum plaques all over his wall, and I'm listening to this music, and then I'm listening to my new album, and I'm just realizing just how different music is now. And to see someone younger still getting inspired by L7 or hearing the Stooges and go, that sounds dangerous to me. That sounds like something I want to, so it still hits people. So that's good to see. And it's good to see younger people growing up on that. So
I'm with you. I think it's great. It's refreshing to see a generation that is cool. Let's see. This is Real Dead. I'm going to see Stephen Piercy in North Carolina in March. That's right. I'm going to be in Wednesday Stomping Grounds. I want to visit.
What part of North Carolina?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe the shipping department could look at it. I want to visit a couple things in North Carolina. I want to visit the former Coralco Studios, which is where Brandon Lee was shot. He died in a hospital, but I want to visit that. And I want to visit Dawson's Creek, the actual body of water. It's there.
I don't think you're going to be near there. That's in Wilmington, so I don't think you're probably going to play that. You're probably going to play Raleigh, Charlotte, or Greensboro, Winston-Salem. I'm assuming.
I'm never near Wilmington. Why is that? Because I've always looked.
There's no shows there really, but that's where they film a lot of stuff. It's a military town. It's probably big for cover bands, but I don't know that rock bands go through there. I don't. I'm from North Carolina, and I don't even. I only Charlotte, North Carolina, my hometown, passed on my show. I went to them 3 times, and they didn't want to take it. So anyone.
Can you tell me where Newton, North Carolina is?
I used to see that on the tornado reports when I was living there.
Right.
You get the daily, hey, there's a tornado warning, and Newton, Conover. That's a hillbilly area.
Well, I had a feeling when I saw the word North Carolina word.
No, I honestly I don't know. But the main 3 places I know is Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte. That's kind of the main hubs.
Real Dead is asking how he gets one of these, so I'm going to show it.
Show it.
I thought they were all gone. There was 50 made. Now Sean and myself, we signed them all, but there was a few that we mixed up, and so there's a couple left.
Jason, be sure to point out just how great our signatures are. Look at that, boys and girls. We have been waiting our whole lives to sign a piece of paper, and you can tell.
Been practicing our whole lives.
Practicing, that is like perfect. I mean, mine's pretty tame compared to you guys, but it took me a long time to craft my garbage autograph to make it look like that.
Yeah, but
But you
yours is
guys, like
cool.
Sean looks like a race car driver. You look like a boxer. And I just know how to draw a shape pretty well. It's like a stamp.
Sean used the yellow striper industrial marker. You used, I don't know what color is. I can't see colors. What is that?
Purple. As a purple, I've got that's the purple and black attack. Tough
And then I
purple.
used,
See, that's a tough Stevie Rochelle purple. We'll use that.
yeah, I use green. I like when Stevie does that. He names that's a Toxic Avenger green. I hope Sean
It
doesn't
is?
mind that I brought it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to get one, Michelle shared in the comments, and then that's that. I don't want to keep putting out the same one. I figure next time we're all together, we could do a
another
different one.
Do another
Mark
one.
here did great work, and I also think that thing should be on a T-shirt, and so we'll discuss that.
I agree.
Oh, here's a question about Troma. Jason, did you go to the Cannes Film Festival Troma? I did twice, in 1994 and 1995. It's an incredible experience, and like nothing else, especially if you're a movie fan. You just go to movies all day. You get a Showbiz magazine, the rags, whatever they call it, and it tells you everything that's playing, and then you pick and you go. One year, I kept picking movies that Alicia Silverstone was in. She was hot at the time. Every movie was terrible. One was called The Crush. It was terrible.
I was gonna say Crush. You got what's her most famous one?
Well, the Babysitter was there also, which was also terrible.
That's terrible.
These are right after Clueless, which is the big one.
Clueless is the big one. Yeah. I remember all these movies. When you're saying these titles, I remember the VHS covers in the store.
Me too. Yeah, VHS.
Then I saw, man, she almost looks like Drew Barrymore. I need to watch this. Did you think the same thing?
Of course. And I kept waiting for her to drop her drawers, but she never did. She never got naked.
But we waited to the very
Oh, well, I fast forwarded a lot back then when I was young.
Yeah.
You know, they said that Fast Times at Ridgemont High VHS tapes are all warped in the scene where Phoebe Cates opens her top because so many people, myself included, rewound it a million times.
Yeah.
These kids today, writers watching, we should probably watch our language, but these kids today are missing out.
That's right.
After he discovers L7, maybe Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Maybe he's not ready. But the Rainbow is going to have Damone hosting. And I know Ryder's going to be at the Rainbow Bash. She's got to be.
What's going on there? Oh, the Michael Monroe show that I'm going to miss.
Yeah. Well, one of us has to be on the road making a living. We met Sean Clark in Atlanta, and he did an interview with us. I need one of those. Laugh out loud. Nice. Very cool. Sean is singing Tears for Fears songs right now. But
I was going to show another thing. I will show you. I'm going to slide right out of this picture. Be right back.
All right. I'll take you out for a second. He'll be back. I don't like when the screen is just on me. Oh, good. He's back. Hold on.
I slide in on that one. And then this is why I'm a child. So, but I got this signed by hopefully I didn't mess it up and it dried, but god damn it. But because of the Sean hookup, we were able to meet a lot of cool people.
Yes.
On the buddy system, and I got this Reanimator poster.
Very cool. Yeah.
I got this signed. So he's very cool. He was able to sign some cool stuff on it. And,
yeah, I know he drew on it too, and he added some stuff coming out of the needle.
He added some on the thing. You can see the little drops going down. He did it very, very detailed. And then the other guy signed at the bottom where
Bruce Abbott.
Yeah, you can't see as well, but there you go. So now this goes to now I got to find a frame for this dude.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. He was a really nice guy. It's cool when you go to these shows and you meet nice guys. So here's the link, by the way. So if you guys want to get this, and like I said, I think there's 5. There was 1 or 2 that we screwed up. Sean personalized the same one twice. We didn't know. So we were able to, so that the numbers are limited. So get one while you can. And can you deliver to Argentina? You have to. I think so. It
Where
might be
is that
expensive.
at? Just kidding.
It might be expensive. I don't know. I didn't set the prices. That's the good folks. Are those going to be shirts? Yeah, I think they're going to be shirts. I think it'd be cool. So, and I found out the company that makes my shirts, they were based out of Florida, and they were on the 80s cruise. They make the shirts. And that guy has just opened an office here in Las Vegas. So there you go.
Speaking
Last
of
week.
shirts, I have one of my shirts on display here that I've been wearing today.
I like that one. That's great.
And it's funny because I'm able to actually use this logo because I am a graduate of the DARE program this was mocked after, as you can see. You can get this on my 13 clothing
Official
website.
Wednesday13.com. That's where you find the link.
Link all that stuff, and yeah, you can get this in a shirt, you can get it in a tank top, you can headbands, whatever you need. Maybe not a headband, but you can make it into a headband.
That's the link just for the product.
Are you a graduate of the DARE program, Jason?
I didn't need it, but I do remember it.
You didn't
Michelle's
have it
nodding
in
her
your
head.
school?
Are you a graduate? You're too young for the DARE program.
You're never too young to dare.
I never did it. Where I went to school, they didn't really care about things like that.
Oh man, we were all about DARE. We had a big program, and they had a big we had to go through the class for a couple of weeks and a big graduation. And Danzig came out and played "Where Eagles Dare," and the whole crowd went crazy, and little kids were ripping their shirts off, and everybody had devil locks. It was insane.
Do you think did the Nancy Reagan thing scare you at all? When
What's
she
that?
said, or did "This Is Your Brain on Drugs" scare you Wednesday when you were young?
No, not at all.
I'm going to confess right now, I never really did drugs in my life. None of your big drugs I did. Now
We talked about this when we first met. I've never taken any of the top 5 food groups of drugs.
right,
I
well
would think.
said.
I mean, well, not. I mean, maybe one, the marijuana.
Yeah.
But your top contenders would be
The Big C.
the Big C.
I never did the Big C. You must have done the Big C.
Never once. We talked about this
Wow.
because of you knew his name. We were driving
Len Bias.
Yeah, we were going through Haddonfield, and you said the same thing, and I went, no way. I was like, my mom terrified me when I was a kid. She said, I remember we're watching the news, and there was like some basketball player had just died. What's his name?
His name was Len Bias. I think he was in college, but he was supposed to be a big star.
Right. And he tried cocaine for the first time, and he died.
Dropped dead on the court.
And my mom looked over at me watching it, and she went, don't you ever do that. You will die. And I just was like, okay. And I literally, that is when you said that, dude, I was like, I can't believe it. Never, ever. And believe me, I've been offered the Big C by the best of them. I mean,
Of course.
I'm talking, I could have partied and I did party because I used to drink, but I never did the drugs like that, and I've been around it a lot. The Big C was everywhere. I never really seen anybody doing the H,
Mm-hmm.
but I did know some people that did it for sure. But it wasn't like out in the open the way the Big C's out the way the way you have beers and stuff. Sometimes it can be more acceptable party favors.
Especially in your lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Most musicians that I've toured with have at some point done the Big C.
Never. I don't have it. I don't. If I would have done it, I would have. I'm not. It's not like the food things here with guys. Hey, you never tried a pancake. It's not like that. I'm not like, hey guys, I'm thinking about trying. Check it out. I'm thinking about trying the Big H next year. It's not like
Yeah.
that. I just the same way with the. I guess I didn't do it. I knew that was a bad thing. And yeah, I would be
We
really, really, really bad on the big C.
It's fortunate that we both actually were scared, at least scared straight,
Ter-
as they say.
Terrified,
You know,
terrified.
I
I
I
would be,
just
I would be too good at it.
Mhm.
I know it. I know it. Like even drinking, like a lot of people know me. I mean, like I said, we talked about this before you knew me. Like my reputation was kind of being a party animal with my band. My band wasn't the best, but I kind of always thought in my mind, well, I could be the best drinker. I'll be the best partier. People will know me, and a lot of people know me from drinking and stuff, and not in a bad way. I'm not maybe a few people, but for the most part, I've been that fun party guy. I know most people in the business through drinking and partying, but I just yeah, I never wanted to do that because I terrified of it, terrified I'd be too good at it, terrified I would die from it.
Well, I think
And
that Ryder has good parenting. Obviously, you can see it, but he knows it right. We don't need drugs,
no, it's
and
it's it's yeah, this yeah, don't do that. It's everybody, and I've watched everybody in my around me, and my heroes and my friends. I've watched every single one of them, including myself, bottom out on whatever we chose. I didn't choose drugs. I was a drinker, and I bottomed out on it so many times that I stopped. So um, it always leads to it. I can't find one story where it ever led to anything good. Never. I
no,
can't.
and
I
if
can't
you
find one. Trust me. I tried to find several to back up my story, but I can't
if
find
you
one.
if you've ever been around someone who is on the big H, you would never want to do it. There's nothing about it that goes, shit, I want to feel like that. And it goes for most of the drugs. Just look at people who are addicted, and you realize, and I can tell you from personal experience, drugs have taken away a lot of people in my life, close people, and there's never been a part of me that wanted to do that. But it's amazing that it worked for us. I don't know what happened, but some parents did not put the message across. And listen, most people who are junkies died from it. Very few survive. When like someone like Dee Ramone was one of the ones who didn't go. Well, eventually he did. Maybe not as fast as say Sid Vicious,
Right.
but your Lane Stanleys, your Kurt Cobains, pretty much everybody eventually meets their match with that, and it's sad.
And the alcohol, I mean, and that drug is the one that gets you usually early, and then drinking, that is the one that you think it's not killing you, but it's a slow death. It is. It's a slow death, and
Joey
it will eventually catch up with you.
Joey's death was from alcohol, right? Or do we not know?
I mean, it's not. I don't even know what the determined thing was, but I know it was, and I know that Alexi from Children of Bodom, the same thing. And to think both of those dudes passed away, two of my friends within 6 months of each other, and they're two of the most talented musicians I've ever known, and that's not just my opinion. Those guys were insane, and I saw that destroy them. So it's unfortunate that I have those things to think about as well. That makes me not ever want to do that again.
This has been a very special moment that we offered, but it's true. And just in general, live your life, enjoy it. Ben Graves, your drummer, he had cancer. I mean,
Oh,
no one knows when it's your time. I'm not saying you should live like you're scared, but if you're going to get into Wednesday 13's music, like back to the 80s, this is the time to do it. Thanks to Jason, I'm becoming a Wednesday 13 fan. His music is killer. Well, I'm happy to turn new people on to Wednesday.
and the
And
new album, it's like 12 days. There's a countdown on my Spotify. I
yeah,
can
when's
see
it
it.
coming out?
It's on February 18th. Is the single and new video, and I get the edit on the video this week, and I'm already wondering because I got an email today and it was like, all right, send the video here, upload it to this channel, make sure it has no violence or sexually explicit tones. And I'm like, well, I don't have any footage if I don't have that stuff.
That's your
But
entire gimmick.
but no, the sexually explicit. I don't know what's considered sexually explicit because our video has some very attractive ladies in it, and but what I looked it up today. What is that term called? The NSFW.
Yeah, not safe for work. Not
Yes.
safe for Wednesday.
So I think that's what this video is going to be. I may have to do a tame version and a little more explicit version. I don't know, but I know that the videos I posted on Instagram just of the behind the scenes has all been flagged, every one of them.
Yeah.
And I was being nice when I picked that footage out. I'm like, well, this is at least revealing. So
Rest in peace, Alexi Lejo. And trying to get to as many of these comments. It says here Joey had traverse myelitis.
yeah, but
I don't even know what
he
that
did.
is.
He did. He had that, but that's not what it was. It was a combination of things. Either way, it's not important to talk
Yeah.
about that. But again, not to bring the story down, but yeah, again, uh, in my life, that's my two dudes that I could see how the end result of that. So if anybody could learn from what I'm talking about today, soak that in, kids, because it's real life.
100%. And I believe this is Ryder's dad saying, I'm so glad that Ryder was here to hear you guys say that. When I hear Nikki Sixx try to make it sound cool, and someone here said, well, it's a miracle we have him. And it is a miracle, unless you ask Andy McCoy, who would tell you that Nikki Sixx faked most of his things. but regardless, I don't think it's cool. I don't think bragging about drug use is cool. And I don't
No,
know.
no, but what's crazy? Like, but when we were growing up, that was a thing. You knew Ozzy as the crazy drug addict. I mean, that's just what it was. Like my mom had an opinion about all these people when she told me, I asked her who Alice Cooper was, and she's like, oh, he's a crazy drug addict that bites the heads off of chickens and snakes. And I'm like,
Mhm.
tell me more. I'm interested. But it's just, that was the thing. I mean, that was the criteria. That was the resume you had to fulfill in the rock world was,
Oh, yeah.
can you be a degenerate, wasteoid, drug addict, drunk? Yes. Check the box on all of those. Now, if you do it, you're like, did you see that guy? He was a little tipsy on stage. It's like, what? What?
I talked to Steven once, Piercy, and we were talking about Motley Crue and RATT, and he was saying we did all the same shit they did: the drugs, the girls, the crazy. We just didn't write books about it and make movies about it. We kind of kept it to ourselves. But that was the time when
Uh,
people were partying and being
I'm
crazy.
telling you, the Dirt book. I know we talked about our Motley Crue or whatever, but when that book came out, was that 99 or 2000 when that book came out? Maybe.
Mhm.
I remember reading that book, and that was prior to Murder Dolls starting. But I just remember reading all those stories, and I was blown away by it, whether it was real or not. I love that book. I called it the Bible.
Mhm.
And when I met Joey, he was like, that book, man, those stories, man, we get, and we both just idolized that book. And when Murder Dolls became a band, we were going to reenact that book, and we did. And I say this all the time, like everything in that book, Murder Dolls did, or I seen something that would rival that or one up it, and
Mhm.
over and over and over again. And even then, 20 years ago, that was maybe a little more acceptable. Even that behavior now would be not acceptable. But I did get to live a little bit of that.
I want to thank the Squiggles, and the Squiggles writes Wednesday. How did your collaboration on Zombie Zoo with Stone Man come about?
Stone Man is a German band. I'm not sure when they started, but they supported Wednesday 13 in 2008. And then maybe like after the tour, they hit up our manager and was like, "Hey, we want Wednesday to sing on one of our tracks." So they sent me the track. I recorded it on our tour bus and sent it back to them, and it came out. And at the time, I thought it was kind of honestly at the time I was kind of in my rock and roll phase, and I listened to it and I thought it was kind of a silly song. And then I listened to it recently, and it's a totally different vibe on it. Like my brain hears music different because I really wasn't into the heavier kind of stuff. But it sounds really cool. It's produced. It's called Zombie Sue. And yeah, so that's really all I know. And I think that band's still together. I think I saw something on them recently. But
Kay Pfeiffer would like to know, and I'll answer this, where can you buy the new Wednesday CD? Well, when it's released, it will be available wherever fine records are sold, which means Tower Records,
yes,
HMV, Coconuts, Sam Goody, Entertainment Warehouse,
Camelot Music.
Camelot Music. There'll be a signing there.
That's where I
And,
went.
yeah, Camelot Music.
No, well, the pre-order starts on February 18th, and you can pre-order the album there, and then the album is out April 25th. I'm not supposed to
Crazy
say that,
Eddie.
but I just did.
Well, you guys got an exclusive. Crazy Eddie, Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Hmm.
But you guys got an exclusive. And I want to say, and I'm not lying, this record is damn good. I've heard the
Well, thank you.
entire thing, and I think it's the best Wednesday record. I have no investment in it. I think it's damn good, and I think people are really going to like it.
I tell people of all of my albums, this one is the most recent.
I don't think there's anything on this record that I would skip. That's a
You
good
know,
thing.
that's a good thing. We listened to it here, just kind of talking through it, and you were like, it was kind of everyone's got a different favorite song, which is awesome. That's why I had such a hard time picking the singles because maybe I overthought it a little bit. But this is the first time I didn't actually think about, hey, I might actually get a radio hit. I just don't even think that way. I thought this time, what's going to be a cool video that as a fan would be fun to watch, and as someone just skipping through YouTube and went, I'm going to check this band out. All right, that video was entertaining.
Mhm.
So I just focused on that, and the song too. I thought it was something that would because I know my fans are going to listen. I'm always looking for that person in the back with his arms folded to go, I like this. I'm looking to move them. So some of these songs were thinking about the fans, but also thinking about those people on the sidelines that maybe are hesitant. Like even a lot of your fans here, I think may like me on the show and we get along, but like you said, someone go, I don't know if I really like that guy's music. But I think this record is going to appeal to a lot of this audience. I think it's more in their league.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think it's a straight ahead rock album, but I don't want to disappoint people who want to hear about corpses and sex with dead
Oh,
girls. You'll get that too. I go back and forth what my favorite songs are. Look, I can't wait to have the record because I want to listen to the. I want to put them into my playlist of what my favorites are, and yeah, I mean it. It's really entertaining, and it's hard to have friends in the music business. Most of my friends are, and then you go, "Oh shit! If this isn't good, I got to act like I like it." But
right. That's the
Wednesday's
worst. That's the worst. I mean,
Wednesday's onto something.
there's so many people I'm friends with, and like there was guys that I was friends with for years. I didn't even listen to their band. Like I was friends with Jamie and Hatebreed for 4 or 5 years, and I didn't even listen to his band. And when I finally listened to him and saw him live, I was blown away at just how good they were and how crazy their audience was, and became a fan. But then you'll meet some people that I'm friends with, and I'm like, man, I don't really care for your band. Like I'm friends with the dudes in Papa Roach, and I don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not my thing. But it is fun
Oh,
when
I'm
you
with you. Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I'm with
It
you.
is
I
fun
got
when you are friends with someone and they are in a killer band. Like Johnny when he was in Typo Negative. Like that's my buddy and he's in one of my
mhm.
favorite bands.
Trying to think if I have a friend who makes really shitty music. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone like? Can you think of anyone? I can't think. I mean, I wouldn't say it by name, but I bet you there's somebody who I'm just like, he's a cool guy, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I'm sure at some point in my life, I had a friend who I had to lie to. Let's see.
And we got and I know we talked about the record, and we mentioned we got Tammy Downs on one of the tracks, and you and Michelle got to sing background vocals on it. That's going to be the third single off of the album, so there'll be a video with that. I spoke with Tammy, and we're going to try to film a video with him as well, which is going to be a lot of fun too. And I have spoke with Tammy. He sent me the Faster Pussycat song that he wants me to sing on too, and it's really cool. It's Faster Pussycat fans are they're gonna love it, or the old school fans are gonna love it. It'll be as close as they can get to what I think they would want.
Well,
The
yeah,
old Pussycat.
I agree. Now, Chris asked a good question. Where can I find harder to get CDs like Transylvania 90210? Still can't replace them, hard to find. And Wednesday, this is a good question. Who owns your older recordings of your solo band?
Transylvania 90210 is my debut album, and that's was released by Roadrunner Records. So they still own the rights to that. I'm sure they're not making copies of it anymore. So to answer your question,
license it. You could license it from them, or
yes.
I don't know, your contract. The rights might revert back to you at some point, but regardless, you could license it. Like I'm saying, one day a Wednesday 13 box set might be a really cool collectible.
Yes, I can license it, and I looked at actually it kind of sucks because I looked at months because I knew that this was going to be the 20-year anniversary of that, and I looked at having it re-released and pressed on vinyl, but my new album comes out at the same time, and I was trying to set this record up as 20 years later, here's album number 10 on around the same date, and it just conflicted too much, so I didn't do that. And even the label said, are you planning on releasing something? And I'm like, no, I just didn't want it to conflict. So there is a chance that I could get it done later this year and still license it. Our old bassist is working on a documentary movie of that album. Everything he videoed everything from that year, and that's us touring all over the world, all those festivals, playing with Alice Cooper, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to have a documentary sort of thing that will be available later this year.
Nice. Wednesday, when the CD comes out, we have it at the shows?
Yes, but the thing is, the album doesn't come out to the end of the tour, so there's I think about the last week of the tour is when it'll be. So I'll have some copies, but they're probably going to sell out within the first day or two. I think we're going to have a CD release show, and I don't think they're going to last past that, to be honest with you. And I don't have a ton of them, and the answer why I don't have the ton of them is because they charge me a lot of money for these. I mean, I'm paying $10 a piece for my CDs and 15 to 16 bucks for a vinyl that I have to pay. So to order a lot of copies of that, it gets really expensive really quick. And
Wednesday, did you know this, that the lead singer of Hanson has a killer side project called Tinted Windows?
I'm surprised I didn't know that.
You're a big Hanson fan.
Believe it or not, I know a lot about Hanson.
He's not lying.
I'm not lying. I know more about Hanson than I probably ever should, and it's not because I ever I still don't know anything really beyond bop. But I know what that means now. That is a measure of people use in the music business, a measure of counting. It's a bop, and it's a count. I thought it was just some sort of. It is. It's a.
The more you know.
Yeah, they're crazy, and believe it or not, I actually found out just how they're pretty. It's like three little Butch Walkers. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, they're
together they equal one Butch Walker. I'll say that.
Anyway, these Wednesday records, when they come out, and we're going to do another one of these live auctions because it was really fun and people really seemed to enjoy it. We didn't know what to do. We were selling it at the convention just kind of off the fly, and it was tricky, but people really seemed to enjoy the personal interaction. And Wednesday was able to do cool stuff, sketches and lyrics. And so we'll do another one because Wednesday's got to clear out the house to make room for new merch. And
I have
so
so much stuff that I could get rid of, and it's not. I mean, it's just I'm not a hoarder. I get rid of a lot of stuff, but a lot of this stuff just kind of accumulates. And people go, "Why would you get rid of your stage clothes?" It's like, if I kept everything that I have worn over the last 20 years. First off, some of it just fell apart and it smells bad. It's just, what would I do with all that? Like
well, now other people could have your bad smelling stage
well, I
clothes.
did. I sold it. I've sold most of that stuff. So I keep certain things, but there's stuff that I'm willing to get rid of, like hats and uh, umbrellas and boots and all kinds of stuff that could go. Behind these walls are treasures await you.
Well, it's going to happen. Going to happen soon. And Wednesday's got the good personality to do it. He was laid back enough to sit down and have a
It's
good
fun.
time
It's
with
fun to
folks.
do. It is. It's really fun to do, and it's fun to know that people are interested in my stuff. I mean, I'm not. I don't take that for granted. I'm flattered by it that someone would pay that much money for one of my stage hats. I mean, they went for what, $500 or something, a
They did,
couple
yeah.
of them.
Two of them both went for over 500. Lorraine, it's not on YouTube. We wanted to do both, but it was so hard to juggle. Thank God Michelle was there to help because it was a
Thank you.
lot.
Michelle was the biggest help. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, she
She saved
definitely,
the day. She made it easy for us.
and she packed and shipped everybody's orders so that you're all going to get your stuff. That's the other thing, which another. I'm a dummy. I can sit here and tell dick jokes but somebody's got to do the real work. But
Easy to
anyway,
sell it, but yeah, easy to sell it and do all that, but to pack it up, it's a whole other job.
yeah, if I did it, it would just I'd sell it all, and then it would stack to the ceiling, and then I would go to sleep and pretend it wasn't there.
Yeah.
But people enjoyed it. I think you could still go on Whatnot and watch it, but it was not on YouTube. Next time we'll do a more formal one where we sit down. I like to do it as sort of an interview kind of thing where we chat, and then you can also bid on things at the same time. So I think that's what we'll
Yeah.
do. Okay, hold on. Magenta is asking, Wednesday, do you happen to have any old 13 Dead Kid stuff in your collection? Out of curiosity, I'm honored to own 2 shirts. They're barely around anymore. Can't find many for sale.
No, I don't think I have any of that stuff left. Not even a shirt. I might. Yeah, I don't think so. There may be. Yeah, no, most of that stuff is gone. 13 Dead Kids is a little clothing line I did in between Murder Dolls and doing my solo stuff. I was trying to bide a little bit of time instead of doing a band because I thought Murder Dolls was going to go back on the road. So I did a clothing line and I drew a bunch of characters called the 13 Dead Kids, and I had a merchandise line that was kind of, or I was trying to compete with that Emily the Strange line, and I had it in like retail stores, and um, I was going to pursue that, and then I realized I don't want to be a cartoonist. I want to make music and party. So I did.
Yeah, no, that you did and continue to do. Brody writes, and I'm going to, Brody, I want to answer this, but Sean does not like it when I speak about my career, or he doesn't like the Toxic Avenger, apparently. But howdy, Legends. Jason, are you excited? He said Legends because Sean's not here. Howdy, Legends. Jason, are you excited? He's going to watch this back. Those motherfuckers.
It's that guy.
Yeah. Howdy, Legends. Jason, are you excited for the Toxic Avenger remake that's coming out this year? So, the Toxic Avenger remake, it's been done for ages. It was done before COVID, and it's been put on the shelf. Peter Dinklage plays the Toxic Avenger. Peter Dinklage is a little person. He was on Game of Thrones. I think it's a strange concept. I've asked Lloyd Kaufman from Troma many times, is the movie good? He talks like kind of gives me clues. I believe he says no, but he says,
Right.
I was just the producer. I didn't make this movie. He always points that out to me. They said that the movie they couldn't find an audience for it, that it wasn't going to get released. They were going to kill the movie. It played at 2 film festivals. It debuted at South by Southwest in Texas. I don't think, and Wednesday will jump in here too, I don't think the magic of the Toxic Avenger can be replicated now. The fact that the movie was so low budget, so over the top, is why we were drawn to it.
And it's not just the Toxic Avenger that makes that movie weird. It's everything. It's the actors. It's their bad acting. It's the Toxic Avenger is just kind of the icing on the cake of that movie. Everything else is great in that too. And it's like, I haven't seen the new one. I'll probably watch it or I won't. I don't know. I could do without it. But just trying to. There's no way to recreate what we saw and what we felt when we first saw that movie.
And we met Mark Torgel, who
Mhm.
plays Melvin, the 98-pound mop boy nerd. And I had a long talk. And actually, I interviewed him. It'll be on the channel. We talked at the show. He was iconic. His face in that movie is incredible. I mean, I never forget these kind of characters. And that movie, and growing up in New York and New Jersey being right next door, just everything about that movie. I just couldn't believe it was a real movie.
No, and I got away with renting it without my parents knowing because it had a lot of cover your eyes moments, and yeah, and we got to watch it all. You felt like you were watching something you shouldn't be watching too. That was another feeling when I first saw it. I kept watching it doing this. I'm like, is this really happening? Is this really happening?
We can't even say the best lines. That's how incredible it is. We can't even say it. Not even nowhere. I mean, the president couldn't say these lines. It was
what about
insane.
when after that one awful scene and the guy goes, "Come on, I got to go to church."
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing, and you know what? It holds up. Lloyd and I did some live commentary throughout the movie, and it's still. I was watching it like it was the first time. I still really enjoyed it. And so anyway, do I think they could remake it? I really don't. But I'm going to watch it. I try at least. I'm just getting into the cartoons. Wednesday, have you ever watched the cartoons?
The Toxic Crusaders. I didn't watch it. I watched the Beetlejuice cartoon. That was
Those are fun.
Those were really good. So I hoped it was like that. I didn't see it. It wasn't available to me and then now I'm sure I think I may have DVDs people have given to me. I just haven't sat down and watched it. I should.
When we were kids, when I was younger and I worked at Troma, I started at Troma when I was in Kabuki, man. I was like 15 or 16 years old. Then I started working there kind of regularly when I was like 18, 19. And I would bring home Toxic Crusader memorabilia. Lloyd would give me these like little heads with the candy in it and cards and video games. And a lot of that stuff has actually become quite collectible. What do you got there?
The Heart, the Monster.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's my favorite. I love the Monster Hero. Yeah. And
Toxie on standby over here. It's one of the.
That's a really nice one. Wow. Where did that come from?
I think I'm not sure of the company because I open all my toys because
it's probably a Trick or Treat studio.
It's the ones whenever they made the Killer Clowns and there's a Killer Clown, Toxie, and who was it? American Werewolf in London with I'll show you. So
I think that's a Trick or Treat Studios piece. And I think it was an expensive piece at that.
Oh. This guy. It was with this series that ever they made of these guys.
Yeah, look at that. Those are pretty nice. A lot of detail.
Yeah, and they made the first Killer Clowns, whatever company that is.
So the memorabilia was really cool, and Lloyd gave me so much of it. It's funny, like Michelle doesn't really know. Oh, those are the cards. Yeah, I remember that. Panini made those. Yeah, Michelle's not really aware of the Toxic Avenger, nor do I think she would really enjoy the Toxic Avenger. But we went to Lloyd's house, the house that Toxie built, and look at it. You got a lot of good Troma stuff.
I got a Toxie shelf right beside of me, so
I'm working on one. I don't know if I got anything back there.
Let's go.
Moved it all around.
Crap. Can you believe they sold this at Walmart? They even know what they're selling.
I texted Lloyd the second I saw it, and I go, I can't believe the Toxic Avenger, not the Crusader, the Toxic Avenger is at Walmart.
I know. I bought 3 of them. So
Mark Torgel is doing conventions. Melvin, I'm going to try to help him do some. I was going to say with these toys and things, you never thought they would be available because they're things that you never thought
no,
you could even say. I have
Did
the
you ever
Sega
think you'd
game.
have a? I never thought watching that movie I'd be holding a figure one day.
No.
I mean, you know what he did with that mop to a man's
You
face?
can't even say it. Let's see.
He put a
here.
man's hand in a deep fryer.
He ripped a guy's arm off and beat him with it.
He took a dude and rolled him into a basketball and slam dunked him in part 2, which is
How
probably
much
one of the
for-
greatest things I've ever seen.
How much for a kid on a bicycle? Can't even say more than that.
Well, that's 40 points.
Marissa Tomei was in The Toxic Avenger. Did you know that? She's an extra in the spa. She's working out in the place. Melvin confirmed it. I only wish Troma film here your experiences. Listen, it was an incredible time, and I'm glad that younger people are kind of latching on to Troma and keeping it going. There was a company called Nerd Nest Collectibles, and they were offering a lot of new Troma merchandise and things. I was going to say Wednesday, if you're ever not doing illegal substances, but maybe doing legal substances, I recommend the Toxic Crusader cartoons. They're on YouTube, all of them. And
I want to watch them.
I had a nice edible treat, and I watched the Toxic Crusaders, and I was laughing and liked it. And the first episode has Melvin in the club, and it was very similar. I enjoyed it. Now, Chuck Lorre, who created 2.5 Men and one other major show. Do anyone know the name of Chuck Lorre's other big show? He wrote the Toxic Crusaders, including the theme song. And so I'm suddenly a fan this many years later. Sean is going to be so mad that we went into a long story about my career with Troma. He hates it. It's insane that RoboCop and Toxic Avenger became kids series.
I'm
and
telling
Rambo.
you tonight, you and Michelle should watch the Wednesday's World that I sent you. I watched it again last night. I sent it to Jack as well, who you finally met.
Yep.
And we were both laughing so hard. I did really good on that show. I think I need to revive that again. It was done really well.
I have it.
Very
Tonight,
bizarre.
I'm going to have a Wednesday's World Film Festival. Wednesday could jump in on this. 3 Troma movies you should watch. I think I know, but we have to warn you. If you're a fan of like the Marvel Universe or like romantic rom-coms, Troma's not for you. You know. But I think, and Wednesday probably agrees, you need to watch The Toxic Avenger, The Class of Nukem High, and then this is a little crazier, but I recommend a movie called, and it would be hip in today's society, Surf Nazis Must Die.
That's another good one too. Got the same vibe, the same kind of music. It always instantly makes you feel kind of, I don't know, kind of uneasy.
I agree. I was very good friends with the director. His name was Peter George. I'm name dropping big stars in case Sean's watching. And he told me all about making that movie. That's the only movie that Lloyd and Michael did not actually direct. That Surf Nazis was an outside movie. But the idea, the trailer is incredible. Just watch the trailer if you want. But the idea is
great. I always thought that was Bill Murray as that surf Nazi. Kind of looks like him.
He does.
Like Meatballs, or I mean, from Caddyshack.
The idea is that Nazis take over the beaches and they're surfers, and the only person that can stop them is Leroy's mama. And Leroy's mama was probably a 300+ pound African American woman, and she wasn't going to take no Nazi bullshit. And she went down to the beaches and she raised hell. And I will tell you,
what a great storyline! Like, you don't get
I've never
like
told
that
this
anymore.
story Wednesday. I'm gonna tell it for the first time. I wrote a sequel to Surf Nazis that I was shopping with the guy, the director, and I believe it was called. Well, we went through 2. We went through one where we were going to say there was some kind of climate change. So I wrote this 30 years ago, and the surf was coming through New York City through the Hudson River, and the Nazis were coming to New York City, surfing through the river. That was one idea. And then the other one that Troma really liked was called Skate Nazis Must Die, and it was going to be skateboarding
Right.
Nazis. And
Now,
it just
here's a
never,
question for you. Maybe you know this, and I think
yeah.
Troma may have picked it up as a release later for like their catalog. But the movie Street Trash, that wasn't Troma, right?
No, I think it was a pickup. There was a few movies. There's one called Story of a
But
Junkie also.
but
It's crazy.
that's the closest anybody's ever got to it. I would think that was a Troma release.
I
That
have to
movie
watch
is
it again.
that movie is weird. I
Chuck
like it.
Lorre, Chuck Lorre created Big Bang Theory. I mean, Toxic Crusaders and Big Bang Theory. Chris Myers remembers the Babylon AD song in RoboCop. That song is great.
Yeah, the kid goes wild,
The
angry and
kid goes
young.
wild.
Angry and young, under the gun. The kid goes wild. Rebel alone. Heart of the stone. Something like that, right? The
Yeah, Heart of
kid
a Stone.
goes wild.
And you'd have to wake up pretty early to stump Wednesday and I when it comes to
Oh
late
man.
80s,
I
early
remember
90s cinema.
watching Entertainment Tonight and they were showing a preview of RoboCop 2 and they played Babylon AD and I was like, yes, they're gonna
Mhm.
make it. Finally, Babylon AD is gonna make it.
I was in a Sam
Bango the
Goody.
bells.
I was in a Sam Goody, and they were playing Babylon AD, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like Skid Row or something. And I went and asked at the counter, "What are you playing?" And I said, "Man, I really like this band." Derek Davis has been on the show before, and he tells the story about how Sam Kinison ended up on the record. And anyway,
There's some
yeah, a
good
lot of,
songs. I haven't heard it in a while. I had that on cassette. I never had it on CD. I only had it on cassette.
I saw them live at the Whiskey not too long ago.
There was a good ballad on that record. It was the fourth track, I remember.
Desperately, I think.
Is that what it was
Desperate,
called?
Desperate. I think it's called Desperate.
Huh.
I think. Uh,
You ever had anybody from Lillian Axe on your show? That was I don't know why they just popped in my head too.
I
Another
did. I had Lillian. No. What was the guy's name?
Stevie Blaze.
Is he the guitar player?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on. Hey, Blaze, right? Or yeah,
Stevie
he
Blaze.
was very cool.
Yeah. I
and
saw
he was-
Lillian Axe a couple times in a club show when I was younger. I missed Babylon AD. But I saw Lillian Axe.
Derek Davis, the singer, is still good. A lot of people yelling out their favorite Troma movies. Combat Shock, that's a really crazy one. Redneck Zombies, also. Redneck Zombies is definitely a Troma movie. It's an acquisition, not a movie
Oh, the
made. by-
Redneck Zombies would be right after would be 2 or 3 for me. I grew up on Redneck Zombies. That was horrible. Horribly good. There's a picture of me in Kerrang magazine, a full page picture of me holding Redneck Zombies on VHS.
Yeah,
And my
amazing.
they were out here filming a piece and we went to my local video store before they tore it down and I have a picture with that somewhere.
Yeah, it's amazing. Not only do I remember Sergeant Kabuki Man, I
You
was
are.
Sergeant Kabuki Man. Yeah, I went to be a small extra actor person, as Troma calls it, and then later I got hired because the suit fit. I don't think the suit would fit anymore. I put on some weight since then, but I did the Macy's Parade and the Cannes Film Festival. I played Kabuki Man in the movie Tromeo and Juliet. I'm trying to get out as much as my resume as I can to give Sean some new material, but he's probably slow dancing right now.
You know, I just when you said parade, it just popped in my head, and you were talking about different strokes earlier. Every year on Thanksgiving, I end up watching an old 1980s Thanksgiving Day parade that Ed McMahon hosts.
Wow.
And there's one parade where Todd Bridges is on a float and they stop in the middle where where there is a segment like on ABC and Ed McMahon's like, all right, now we got Todd Bridges, very popular on the Different Stroke show. Here he is doing a dance and he's kind of narrating and Todd Bridges is going off in the street dancing and Ed McMahon's going, watch him go. That's Todd Bridges. I'll send it to you next time. It's amazing.
It's The first time I did the Macy's parade, the float in front of me had Joey Lawrence on it,
Oh,
and
whoa,
whoa, and
whoa.
Joey Lawrence, who was on Give Me a Break, which will be on my channel soon, the location, but
Mhm.
he was also on Blossom, the TV show. But he was
And,
singing,
and and he had a cameo on Silver Spoons I saw recently. A
I
little.
watched it too. It was a Christmas episode.
Yep. Yeah, you saw that. That's where I saw it. That's the one.
That's how we celebrate Christmas. We watch reruns of sitcoms. But
They're so
it was,
good. The Christmas episodes are so good.
he was living in a cave with his parents. His
I
father got
remember.
laid off.
It looks like a cave that Sid Croft created.
Complete Sid Croft cave. It looked like looked like a slee stack would walk in at any time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was perfect cave.
Yeah, or Sigmund. Um,
Yeah, it looked more like Sigmund's cave than anything.
okay, hold on. While Sean's not here, could you tell a Tiffany Shepis story? I can and I will.
I don't know
I
who
thought
that
about
is.
her earlier. Tiffany Shepis is an actress. She's in a lot of B movies. She's married now and has kids, so I think it's okay. This is all in the past. But her husband is co-writing or writing the Creature from the Black Lagoon movie that's coming out, the reboot. I hope he doesn't screw it up. But Tiffany Shepis, she's hot. If you Google her, she came to work for Troma when I was there, and they did not let her be topless in the movie. Well, she kind of refused, which was odd because everyone else was. The reason was she was 16 or 17 years old, but lied about it. None of us knew it. Now, fortunately, her clothes are on in the movie. But I used to spend some nights at her house. I didn't date her and nothing happened, and then we traveled together for a little while and to promote Troma. I remember we stayed at the Hollywood Roosevelt, which is supposed to be haunted, and we went and investigated Montgomery Clift's room where they play the bugle in the middle of the night. It's a ghost. And the mirror that Marilyn Monroe used to, if you clean the mirror, she'd appear or some shit. But anyway, and years later, Michelle and I went and did those same things. The mirror is gone. But she was a cool actress. She's in a movie about Ted Bundy, and she is the only person, she plays the only victim who got away from Ted Bundy. But yeah, anyway, Tiffany's a cool chick. And
My mom thought Ted Bundy was handsome. She told me.
a lot of people did.
She was like, he was so handsome to go kill all them people. Just so handsome. Don't know why he would do that. He don't need to do. He's just so handsome.
Yeah, a lot of people liked Richard Ramirez as well.
Yeah, they did. You know, I didn't see it at the time, but now I can see where he kind of has a rock star quality. He had the best line whenever he got convicted, and I believe he said, "See you in Disneyland." I believe that was the quote.
A horror chick used to date a guy from Tora Tora 100 years ago. I heard that Tora Tora is still together with the original lineup.
Oh, I remember Tora Tora had it on cassette. Walking Shoes, first single.
Walking Shoes.
And they had a song. I remember songs are coming back to me. I haven't heard this in forever. I'm hearing there's a song called "I Wanna Be There with You, Baby." It was a ballad, kind of a cool song. Be there for you. That was one of them, and then there was Phantom Rider. That was the one I was thinking. That's a cool song.
There it is.
Yeah.
I
liked Tora Tora. I thought they were okay. They weren't like they weren't going to be. They weren't Spread Eagle to me. They were no Shotgun Messiah either.
Shotgun Messiah. Yeah, I got to get those guys on the show. People ask for them all the time.
I could probably get you in touch with Tim.
Yeah, that would be good. I think he would be up for it.
When I first met Tim, I constantly, like, I'm probably an idiot going, "Oh my God, Shotgun Messiah, tell me about it." He's just like, he's very quiet and cool, but I just remember I was probably an annoying little kid. And, but yeah, I remember we played some shows when he was in Manson, and I brought the Shotgun Messiah stencil that was in the cassette, and Joey was trying to sneak me near the Manson case. I was going to spray paint it on one of his wardrobe cases because he didn't really want to be known for that. And that was back when I was trying to do stuff to build my career, like make people mad like that.
It only makes me think that Joey's that much cooler
Oh,
than
he
he
was
would be.
all about it. I remember being I think I was telling you this, or we were in we played a festival in Germany with Slipknot, and I was Wednesday 13 playing the festival, and Slipknot was right beside me in a cubicle dressing room. So basically, when I say cubicle, because the ceiling, you could like literally, I could throw something over the wall to Slipknot, and
Mhm.
Joey was texting me, "Hey, put on some glam metal on your speaker because the guys in Slipknot fucking hate it." So I'm blasting and holding a speaker over the thing of like, I don't know what, maybe it was Spread Eagles, probably something he liked, and just to make those guys mad. And I think I finished telling you the story about this because it's the same day. So that day progressed on. Slipknot played. I ended up drinking an entire bottle of Jägermeister in Germany, and then I came back to the dressing room, and I was walking to go see Joey, and there was a plant, like a tree in the corner, like in a potted plant, and I was just walking by, and I just grabbed it and just started walking with it. Didn't even look behind me, and just walked in Slipknot's room and went, "Joey," and I threw it over my shoulder like it was a person, and it was a real tree that it was full of, and it just not a giant pile of black soil flew across Slipknot's dressing room. It covered their entire rider, their floor. It was one of the biggest messes I had ever seen. And as soon as I did it, it just was like silent, and I
Mhm.
went, "Uh-oh," and I saw Joey like get serious for a minute because I fucked up his stuff too, and he just kind of went. "You better get out of here. The clown's going to fucking kill you." And someone took me to the bus and hid me, and I was like, let me at that clown. I ain't scared of no clown. It's madness. But yeah, Joey was funny like that. So the pranking guy. But I was trying to tell you that story last week. I think I didn't finish what had happened there.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. I'm so happy I don't even know who the clown really is.
I met him once, and yeah. I
Sounds
saw some interview the other day. Somebody said, it was an interview, said that he doesn't get enough attention. Nobody cares about the clown. Nobody talks about clown. I'm like, well,
people are
okay.
talking about serial killers, and yes, people are saying they love Luigi. He's not a serial. And by the way, it's alleged as of now.
Why
But
don't somebody go after the CEO of Spotify?
I don't think you can say
Something
that.
like that, or somebody.
Let me talk to the legal department.
All
Should he
right.
say that? She's not sure. Um,
Oh,
but one of the
I'm just
interesting,
saying, go after them and say, hey, let's sit down and have a meeting,
yes,
and let's talk about these percentages,
well
because
said.
I agree with Snoop Dogg. If I got a billion plays, I should have $1 million.
Yes,
So there we
Snoop
go. That's
Dogg.
what I mean. I didn't mean go after him in a violent way. That would be
Snoop Dogg,
wrong.
who's most
And I
famous.
don't approve of this Luigi doing this either. Uh, he should be like his brother Mario and keep his trap shut.
Yeah,
Stay in
I
and stay
agree.
on his mushroom.
Yeah, she's on the shrooms. But they were saying that there's not attractive women killers. Amy Fisher didn't actually get the job done, but she wasn't bad looking.
She
I was
was
on a
not
radio
bad looking.
show.
I liked her. She sort of had that Daisy Duke look going on, sort of a cave woman kind of look going on. I liked it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I wasn't going to take this FMK because Sean is really uh, he's the best at the FMKs. But now that you tipped, I have to. I don't even know if I know who all these people are. I mean, I guess. All right, here we go. FMK Ripley from Alien. That's Sigourney
Oh, I
Weaver,
know.
right?
Okay, all right.
Sarah Connor. That's Linda Hamilton. I know that one. But Trinity from The Matrix.
She's
I
got to be
hated her.
the girl in the black tights. The
Yeah, I gotta look
the
her up
opposite
again.
of Neo. She's the girl that does all the slow motion.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of her.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of her. Um, I'm not really into Sarah Connor either. She looks
Mm,
like she would beat me to death and then hold a needle at my neck full of Clorox or something. I don't
mhm.
like that. But Ripley, I like Sigourney Weaver. I thought she was awesome in Alien. I thought she was when she got possessed by Zool and Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
She's
there is
very
no Dana.
attractive. So I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna have relations with her, and all of that. So she wins the marriage. But I would like to.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
would you relate to Trinity or Sarah? I mean, Trinity looks like she could be your type. I don't know.
She's kind of. I don't know. She's kind of. I don't know. She kind of got that Trent Reznor look.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'd be thinking of Trent Reznor the whole time. I'm like, head like a
No,
hole. No, no thanks. Head
I
like a
like that.
head like a glory hole. There's a song.
I like that. Save it for the next record. Yeah, you write that down.
That is actually that's a really good song title. I really wrote that down.
Uh, I enjoyed in the first Alien movie seeing Ripley in her drawers. Did you enjoy that
Me,
as much as I did?
me. That's why I'm saying that's the only reason I'm marrying her.
Do you think other people thought that just like us?
I wonder why they just didn't like. I'm like, is that how girls' underwear fits? Because I know how guy underwear fits, and at the time I didn't really know how girls wore their underwear. And I'm watching, going, if that's how it fits on all girls, then I want to see girls like this. I want to see all girls like this. Just
I could not
drop
agree
them
with you
pants,
more.
ladies.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I thought that that is how underwear was supposed to fit.
Yeah.
And and
Yes.
and then I thought maybe in outer space they don't have enough material for those who are
I
curious.
wanted to get to space faster. I thought that maybe all girls in space would have underwear like that.
Hmm. And
That's not the one though. That's a new one, right?
no, that's the original. I can't show the other one.
That's
I
the
don't think.
that's the OG one. That doesn't look like it, but I mean, I guess it is. But yeah, those don't fit.
Well, there's a shot where she's bending over and
Hmm.
she's working on the spaceship, and you see her butt crack. That's what we
I
like so
know.
much.
I know. It's like
Yeah,
she's the original plumber's crack. If I
yeah, 100%. With that said, I'm going to marry Linda Hamilton, F her, and I'm going to get rid of Trinity. Thank you, EJ, for the
do
tip,
you
and thank
remember?
you.
Do you
Good.
remember Linda Hamilton in the movie with Tommy Lee Jones called Bad Moon Rising? Where they're like they're like there's like some kind of super government car that they're trying to protect. It's a pretty cool movie.
Mhm.
It's like maybe a year before she's in Terminator.
It
She's got that
sounds
same look.
familiar. I would have to look it up.
It's pretty good. Another one of Tommy Lee Jones' unknown gems. Next to The Park Is Mine, his HBO. That's where I first saw Tommy Lee Jones.
Mhm.
Uh,
All right, hold on. Now, I don't usually do too many of the FMKs when it's just me and Wednesday, but look, if you pay, I'm going to do it. This is a strange one, Wednesday. Get ready.
all right, all
A
right.
horror chick who's a loyal follower of the show. She says Lois Hamilton from Summer Rental. That is as deep as it gets. If you
That's
need to
John
be,
Candy, right?
yeah, there she is. If you need
I
to be
can't.
reminded,
I can't see her face. I don't remember what her.
I'm going to get you a shot of her face. Hold on. She looks a little bit like
She's not the woman from Close Encounters, right? Christmas Story, right?
I don't think so. Uh, Here, let me give you another view. I mean, I already know I'm getting rid of her, but I want to make it fair.
Because John Candy's in a movie with her, and it's either Summer Rental or Going Berserk, and it's the lady from uh, the Wonder Years mom. Oh,
Yeah,
that lady.
I know who you mean, but I
Well,
don't think this is not the same person.
I don't. I can't. Hold on. I am so
Says she's going to
blind.
be at RetroCon at Palm Springs in May.
I don't recognize her.
I'm scared to bring up the full Google search because there might be some
All
nudie
right.
cuties.
No.
But I don't remember her that well. She looks she's not my type. Um,
No.
I don't think she's your type. So let's look at who were the people again. I forgot to go. Here it is. All right, I'm getting rid of her, obviously.
Yeah, she's
Then
got to
Beverly
go.
D'Angelo. and Jamie Lee Curtis. A little bit tough.
Well,
Which one do you want to spend your life with?
I think I would. I'm gonna get rid of the summer rental. I'm gonna have relations with Jamie Lee Curtis around the Buck Rogers era, and then I'm gonna marry Beverly D'Angelo in European Vacation.
I like the way you think. I'm with
Yeah.
him. Tina, thank you for getting here. You're a little bit late. You didn't miss much. Sean is not a fan of name dropping, and he is at a Tears for Fears concert right now with the rest of the Blue Oyster Club guys, and me and what was it called? The Police Academy bar.
The Blue Oyster Bar.
That song will never.
I know how to play that on guitar. I can
What
do
are
it.
the greatest scenes in film history?
Oh, it's great. Like, yeah, there isn't a year that goes by that the Blue Oyster Bar isn't brought up in some situation. And like
Always.
all these movies that we talk about, like I said, it's another language that we speak. You and I instantly spoke it. My band guys, we all speak it. It's like speaking in codes. It really is. Like I could just literally walk in the bus and just go, "Boo, boo, 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 boo," and all the guys know what that means.
100%.
You know?
Someone's about the great. If you take the Universal Studios tram tour, you can see the actual cabin from Great Outdoors.
I did the Universal lot where it's showing the airplane crash from was that War of the Worlds?
Yep.
And I tried to do a YouTube video like I was really on the scene of something really bad that happened.
Not bad. All right,
Yeah.
Squiggles is back. Squiggles writes, Wednesday, I have a gift idea for you. I just need to know which you prefer. Okay, this is good. This is like an FMK of gifts.
Oh,
Snake
man.
Plissken, Rambo, or Chuck Norris. He said, I'll see you in Knoxville as always. Well, now let me guess which one Wednesday likes the best.
I mean,
honestly,
you'd be surprised. I don't know. I mean, I don't. All three of those guys are heroes. That's
I think
like
you're going to get rid of Snake Plissken, and then I think you're going to. I think Rambo is your thing.
kind of. I like Rambo. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Rambo. I like Chuck Norris. I really like Snake Plissken.
I didn't realize. Well,
I really like Snake Plissken a lot. I think he aged very well.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
But I don't know how to. I mean, any of those, I would be happy with any of them. Chuck Norris, back in his prime, the Force Vengeance, Silent Rage days, are my jam. First Blood, Rambo, but
You can't go wrong, is what Wednesday's saying. Whichever you choose, he will like.
yes, with that combination, you can't go wrong. So just pick one.
Here's a good question. What do the women in our lives think of FMKs? Well, mine's in the chat, and she can answer.
I never asked, but I know she knows we play it because I told her I was writing a song. I actually had I had a song called FMK that I didn't record, and she knew I was writing it because I was sitting around playing my guitar, and she heard the lyrics because I was like, I don't remember what the words were, but they had those words in it, and she was like, "What are you singing?" I'm like, "Oh, we play this game called FMK, and I'm writing a song with those words." So she knows.
I don't think you could date someone like me or Wednesday or Sean and have somebody who's like a uptight. You know what I mean? You got to have a sense of humor.
No, my lady let me walk a girl on a leash and hardly any clothes just a week ago.
Yeah. In
Let
fact,
me.
she encouraged it.
Yeah, she was like, "Wow, she's really hot." I was like, "Yeah, she is." Now let me walk her on this leash.
Me Too said the show is better with Jason and Wednesday. I don't know if what they mean by that, but we're happy to be here and
Me
entertain you.
too. I've heard of that movement.
Yeah. I play the FMK. Yeah. Michelle does play along when she knows. A lot of these people, I mean, we barely knew who was in Summer Rental. let's see here.
Summer Rental's a good one, but I think John Candy's Hidden Gem would be Going Berserk if I had to pick one.
Yeah, wow, I
More
forgot
like
about
less known. That's a good one.
George is agreeing with me. I'm not sure what she's agreeing on, but I'm glad we agree.
I saw a SCTV clip the other day that came on, and it was so funny. It was just crazy looking at who all, but it was a parody of some band. It was Martin Short, John Candy, Eugene Levy, Joe Flaherty, and they were like the Sex Pistols, and they were called the Queen Haters.
Yes, I looked it up. I remember this. Yeah,
It was amazing.
crazy. Yeah, no, that was great. All right, let's see here. Well, before we'll get out of here in a while, we talked for 2 hours and 25 minutes. Felt like nothing. Felt like it's been minutes. In this time, we could have heard Tears for Fears 3 songs like 20 times each. But I'm glad.
And they're
I'm glad
probably they're probably saving those songs to the end. So you gotta wait like an hour. You're just like going.
Oddly enough, they're not. They played 2 of them early. They played "Shout" at the end.
See,
you know that
I
one.
think
You
about
make
that
me
stuff
wanna
too.
shout. Huh?
You know, I think about that stuff too. Not to bag on them, but I think about my set list too. I'm like, are people just sitting around my show going, "Man, I'm waiting to hear. I love to say fuck. Wrap it up. Where's I Walk with a Zombie? Hurry up. Here's a deep cut. This one's cold. I'm gonna get a beer."
All right, I'm just looking, but I want to make sure that people know that Wednesday 13's tour is kicking off soon. We're counting down the days
March 14th
in Las Vegas.
in Las Vegas at Vamped, and the second night is at the Whiskey A Go Go, a Saturday night at the Whiskey A Go Go. Tickets
Get
are
your
still
tickets. It's gonna
available.
sell out.
It's gonna be good. I'm doing I've got a killer set list right now. It's I'm doing a big portion of my first album, Transylvania, all the good stuff I call off of it. And then I'm doing a couple songs off my second and third album, a few songs off the new album, and then the other half of the set's like a mini Murder Dolls set. I wasn't going to do that. I didn't have that planned in the beginning, but I decided to do that. And I remember going to see. Only I could kind of compare how I got the idea of doing that was I went to see Danzig before he did the Misfits thing, and I remember it was like Danzig with a special Misfits set, and I didn't really know, it sounds cool, but I remember going to see that, and he did all the Danzig stuff, which I prefer over the Misfits actually, but it was so cool how he just played all those songs, and then like the lights went out, and then that Misfits skull flew down, and then they blasted out, and it was you could just see how happy everybody was, and I'm
Well, I
like,
saw it. I saw it too. And when I saw it, Doyle would come out for those songs.
yeah, that's what I meant, and he came out,
Yeah.
and it was even cooler. So,
And no one had seen him,
no,
with Glenn. It was the closest to a Misfits reunion we didn't think we'd ever see.
no, it
Now,
gave me goosebumps. It was cool. It was cool to see that, and I just liked how that flowed, and I was thinking, how could I do a set like that where I'm known for my solo stuff for all these years, but some people may prefer my Murder Doll. So, what better way to give them both things? And the cool thing about the Murder Doll songs is we were basically kind of a punk band. So our songs are 2 minutes and 20 seconds, most of it on that first album. So we can play 10 or 11 songs and play 10 or 11 of my songs in a set list and still make it under 90 minutes. It's crazy. This tour is exciting, and I haven't announced this yet either. Our drummer Mike cannot do our tour again. Unfortunately, he's still spending home with his son, who's going through cancer treatment right now. There's good news with it. His son's doing well, but they're going to do some more treatment during the time of our tour, and Mike needs to be there. So our old drummer Shakes is going to be back on our drums. A lot of people knew him. He was in the band for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years.
breaking news right there.
Killer drummer, and he's going to fill in for Mike on this tour. And so we're excited to have him back. I mean, he played on my Gunfire 76 record, my Calling on Corpses, Dixie Dead, Monsters of the Universe. He was the drummer in Murder Dolls for the last 6 months of that band. And yeah, so he's going to be filling in for Mike. So it's just crazy how we've just all stayed family with people within the band and people over the years, and he's able to come back and help us out. So it's great.
Yeah. Bill Shapiro says, "Where's Monaco?" Now, Johnny has not been on the show in at least a year, but yet people still ask where he's at. I think he's auditioning to be Warren DeMartini's guitar tech right now as we speak. Now, people are
He
panicking.
could do that.
He's overqualified, but people are panicking. Now, Johnny has said, "I don't want to really come on and talk weekly anymore because I don't have anything to talk about. And if it's not funny and I'm not interesting, I just don't want to do it." And he was very nice. He said, maybe one day we'll do it again. He's in the tour diaries, and Johnny's doing his thing. People are panicking now because Warren's back. There are still, I have 15 shows on the books right now that Johnny is still playing with Steven. And the Stephen Warren thing is a brand new thing. And we don't exactly know where it's going. People say they can't wait to see Wednesday. Look, you guys are going to have a good time seeing him. And I'm just trying to read all these questions. Michelle's not in the room right now, but I can answer for her. Asking about Vince Neil, Janie Lane, and Bret Michaels. I believe she would F Janie Lane and marry Bret Michaels and get rid of Vince Neil. She'll let you know if that sounded accurate. FMK.
Do you remember seeing the "I Won't Forget You" video?
Sure.
And when it had that one clip where Bret Michaels is outside the tour bus, and you could almost see his penis vein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you remember like seeing that, how revealing, and just like going, I'm looking at that. Why am I looking at that dude's crotch? He is a man. He isn't like everyone was quite like, is Poison? What are they? Are they? Nope. He was rocking that penis. I've heard that muscle's called the penis pointer. That's what a lady told me.
Yeah, I think the one-eyed veiny monster. He put it out there on purpose. I hope Ryder's not watching anymore. The show has gone straight to hell.
That is where he does his insulin. Can you do your insulin from your penis pointer?
Say it again.
I heard that's where he did his insulin for his.
Oh,
yes. So
yeah,
you can do that too. You can follow suit. You can just next time we're in BJ's, just drop your pants and be like, "I got this, guys."
I'm going to throw it on the. I'm going to throw it on the table. Yeah.
That's great.
This is Torpedo Girl Kel. We're making the drive down from Ontario to come to that show and 2 others. Well, very cool.
All right.
So I will be at one of those shows as well.
Oh yeah, your Pomona show, the one that's close to where we were just at. That I thought was
so.
Canada.
Yeah, I'm working it out my schedule because we want to come see you. And is the Wednesday show in Columbus all ages?
I believe it is, and
I thought that one is. That's
that
King of
show
Clubs,
is going to
right?
be even better. Anyone's thinking about coming to that show, stop thinking and do it, because that is going to be the CD release show.
Oh, people were asking. That's big news.
I didn't say that, but it's probably going to be the CD release show.
That one's going to sell out. I recommend.
And it couldn't be a better place because that venue it rocks. I can do my show there. I can feel like Twisted Sister there.
I was just there. I don't remember anything about it. But,
yeah. First time we played there, we played with Doyle. We supported him, and place was packed. So imagine that place packed full of a bunch of ghouls. It was cool.
Rowdy teens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, listen, everybody.
All 264 people watching better be at these shows. If you're not, we're going to find your name on here. We can find you, and we're going to come to your house, and we're not going to go to your show when you have a show, and then we're going to see how it feels. So don't make us do that. Just get a ticket, even if you don't even just get a ticket, even if you're not going to come to the show. I need 266 people to buy a ticket right now to a show, whether you're going or not. Do it for the kids.
I agree. I'm bringing my friend who's new to Wednesday 13. Nice. And bring your chick friends. You'll get laid. There's a
Oh
lot of hot
man!
chicks
If
at
you
the
want to see a
Wednesday
bunch of
13.
nice looking nice looking ladies and men at our shows,
Yeah.
we have a nice looking audience. I was telling somebody, I was like, I'm really lucky. I've got a really unique audience. Like, and sometimes you don't know. You said all weekend, you saw people walk. You can tell some fans and some you don't know. They're
Yeah.
just
It's a good looking, if you're into the trim or you're into the cock and balls, whatever you're into, Wednesday 13 is the
I bring it
place for
all.
you
I
to
am a
have fun.
melting pot of people.
Hmm.
And I
Michelle,
think
they would like
a
you to
lot of people
tell
like
you.
my shows because of that. I think a lot of people come to my shows because if you're in that kind of world where you have always been the different person in your town. I was the weirdo in my town. In North Carolina, there was nobody like me in my town. And
Mhm.
when something like what I do came to town, I was there. You
Wednesday,
know,
she
and
doesn't know what to wear at the concert. What do you, any advice?
to wear to my concert, what do you
Mhm.
normally wear to concert? What do you normally wear during your day?
Do you
Like for
own
me,
anything black?
anything black works, but we welcome anybody.
She
All
usually
shapes.
wears she usually wears white because I've signed her boobs before over a white
White works
T-shirt.
too. White will definitely make you stand out. If you want to stand out, wear white. You want to fit in, wear black. If you want to really stand out, don't wear anything. And that goes for guys or girls. You will stand out if you're naked. I guarantee you.
Well said.
I mean, whether you
Uh,
look good or bad, whether it doesn't matter, you will stand out.
Magenta says you do meet cool people at the Wednesday 13 shows. I've only been to 2 so far. I think that says a lot. Yeah, well,
No,
absolutely.
it's a cool thing, and I think people know. Like I said, we're the support group for the weirdos and black sheep of the fan. We come through, and there's not a lot of bands that come through anymore. That's why it's hard for me to find bands to tour with because there's not anybody that really. I don't know.
It's totted up. That was something you said, right?
What's that? Yeah,
Was
tot
that
it
something you
up.
said on the show?
That's when we were Toys for Tots. When
That's right.
we were totting it up, tot it up. So get them tickets.
Well, it's a good point. You guys can give back to Wednesday because he did a lot for the kids
Yeah,
this
see,
year.
I'm starting a trend. Just buy tickets, whether it's like a charity thing. Just buy some tickets for my show. Doesn't matter if you pick them up, just buy them.
Hmm.
I'll sell these places out and have about 30 people there every night, is what I'm looking for. That intimate, sold out audience. That way I can get a bonus at the end of the night and only have to perform in front of an intimate audience. It'll be the first of its kind.
Is that too? Is it too much business to ask you if you have a clause in your contract that you make a little more if you sell a certain amount of tickets? Is that too personal?
Oh, I get a bonus. I mean, I get a guarantee, and then if I sell over a certain amount, I get a bonus. On my sellouts and all that. So it all helps out. I mean, I started yesterday just to listen to people that want to know the inside of the business. I started a subscriber thing on Instagram yesterday, which has been very successful. I already have almost 60 people subscribing to it. So if you're subscribed, thank you. But I saw some comments, people going, "Oh, Wednesday, I can't believe you've gone corporate. You got it. Everything's for money now. Blah 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 blah, and all this." And it's just like you're getting our music for free now. You're getting we got to survive somehow. Like we live off of these little things and VIP meet and greets are the way that and merchandise is the only way I make money now. I don't make money off of my music. Although I put more money, I spent over my record advance to make this record awesome. Why? Because I give a fuck and I did it, you know. I probably won't ever make that money back. Um,
Brian,
you
Brian
know.
is now he signed up for your Instagram. Brian is from Canada and he's a loyal viewer of the show, channel
Yeah.
member.
So it's
Ron
just
Jeremy
it's
is here. He
expensive.
wants to say hello to you and I. And he makes a good point. There ain't no music there ain't no money in music. You got to do other things.
No, it's
And
not. It's not. It's
You try
you know, I
to.
mean, I do get paid. I do get paid off. I get ASCAP checks. You know, I get little things, but it's minimal. I mean, my last ASCAP check for Dawson's Creek, which I still get paid for. I'm
Mhm.
on Ridiculousness. I'm on I guess a bumper. I think it's Murder Dolls da 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 is on Ridiculousness. I haven't heard it, which I'm surprised. But I get like $500 off a ASCAP check. You know, I don't get any major money. So
Major
there's
award.
so I have to. There's little things to do to make money, but I'm not doing this subscription because I have to. I enjoy doing it. I love communicating with my fans like I'm doing right now. So it's not for everybody. If they can't afford it, don't fucking buy it. It's simple as that. Same thing
Nobody
for our
had.
Patreon, you know. It's just but this is the way bands have to survive these days, and you go with the flow, or you drown.
Madison, this is Madison Nicole. I know a lot of people who say the same thing you're saying. She says she has a VIP for this tour, and is literally so shy she might pass out. A lot of people have told me they went to meet Wednesday, and I said, "Did you tell them you watched the show? Did you tell them anything?" And most of them said they could not speak. They were so shocked by meeting the legendary Wednesday 13 that they froze. Wednesday is the nicest guy in the world. He'll do the talking.
People don't expect that of me. When they see this show, I think people, even like you said, like you're some of the fans here that maybe never heard of me before. I think they're surprised to see that I'm like this, and then hear my music and go, "Whoa!" It's a different thing. And then because it is, I turn on a switch when I go on stage. I go full Jekyll and Hyde. I'm talking to you like this, and then it's, "Hey, motherfucker!" It's a different. I turn it on and I turn it off quick too. Um, but I don't know. That's how I do it.
Wednesday
But
motion.
people think I'm constantly on. I'm Mr. Motherfucker all the time. And when I was just recently in Germany, a lot of those VIPs, people were like, "You're so nice. I wasn't expecting this." And I'm like, I get it. You know, but again, I've never tried to keep that persona going. I love that I can switch it off. I wouldn't want to be that dude I do on stage all the time. That's too
Wednesday,
much.
the Motionless in White. I don't like any bands that have 3 words in their name. I've
I
seen
know them.
Motionless in White live, though, I believe. But do you know them?
I know them very well.
What about a collab with you and Chris Motionless?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know those guys. I toured in Australia with them in 2012. We did some shows with Manson actually in Australia. We shared dressing rooms together. They're very dedicated. They were focused. I watched that band blow up from that point. I was impressed with the fact they weren't backstage. They gave us all their booze. They had a whole rider, and I was like, "You guys don't party?" Nope. They went to bed. Or they act like they cared. Whereas Black Veil Brides were partying with us, kind of band. That was two bands at the same time that were
Yeah,
kind
I
of like
remember.
that.
3 words.
Uh, and both of those bands were huge Murder Doll fans. They basically, I mean, they both have told me they were a huge influence. I think the Andy from Black Veil Bride is a video of him singing our version of White Wedding when he's like 10 years old or 11 years old. And someone told me that Motionless in White's first show was opening for Wednesday 13 at Croc Rock in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
How crazy.
Um,
Your pitch worked. You convinced her. She just bought her VIP for Columbus, and she'll see you there. That's
Boom. And I
great to
just
see.
announced a UK European tour today. So there's
Oh, I
more
saw
dates.
that. Yeah.
And those VIPs are on sale as well too. So big announcement, and we have 4 more shows we're adding to that announcement that we made today. So anyone saying, "Hey, you're not coming to Germany," we are. Just wait.
Wow. Elon Musk will be excited to hear that announcement.
Yes,
Jaden says, "Hello, Jason and Wednesday 13. You guys are rock and roll." Well, yes, we are.
we
Uh,
are.
uh, Jet says, "A good show tonight, Jason, Wednesday, and Sean." Don't give Sean too much credit. He wasn't here the whole time. Thank you so much for the show. Jet, this is a good question from Steven. Do you have any strange request on your rider?
Probably the strangest request is when I asked for a pizza at the end of the night with no tomato sauce on
How well does that go? Have they ever screwed it
it.
up?
It's like it 9 times out of 10 it's wrong.
Mhm.
It's always wrong. And in America, they'll get it right because usually in America, I don't even really get pizza anymore. But in Europe, because we can't just I can't get to food the way I normally do here in the States. After a show, I'm like, oh, just give me a cheese pizza, and they're like, with no tomato sauce, and they're like, what? Just only cheese, or and sometimes they'll bring it back and it's just so baked, it's literally like a piece of paper. It just crumbles because there's nothing on it. And sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes they have like a cheesy bread, like Domino's has cheesy bread, 'cause it's basically what I eat, cheesy bread. So I get lucky sometimes, but for the most part, I make my own cheesy bread. I on this last tour I had like a loaf of bread, my own cheese. Every day I knew I was going to feed myself whether they fucked up my food or not, and they usually fucked it up.
RATT has always had 2 pizzas on their rider, 1 pepperoni, 1 cheese at the end of the night. So I've had pizza in so many different places, and it almost always stinks. It's very rare. People
Yeah.
make fun of Domino's, but at least you know what Domino's tastes like, and sometimes that is better than some of the stuff we
You
get. I
know,
like to look at the other bands' riders that we tour with. I always look. And Steven Adler, it says Steven is a pizza connoisseur, but he needs it to be vegan. And they said if you don't have something that he would eat just a slice, I think maybe with sauce. He had the weirdest. He's weirder than you. Um, but
you, you know what we do in the States is we in Europe it's different because Europe we're usually starving and we can't find food, but in America we all know what we want to eat and everything. So in America, our tour manager Roger, we normally don't do a rider in America. And if we do anything, we ask for water and we get buyouts, and they take that hospitality money and we take that money, and each of us get a bigger buyout. So instead of
buyout's
getting
always better.
so instead of getting a $10 buyout, the guys might get a 25 or $30 buyout. And then we'll take that extra hospitality money and then we go into Walmart and we buy coffee and chips and drinks. So everyone's kind of got a community thing, and we've learned to save money on tour by doing that. And then the guys make more money because everyone gets their weekly pay and then they get that on the side as well. So that's how we do it in the States. So we really don't have a lot of after show food, but we have so many fans that are so cool that bring us food and cookies and cakes and donuts and
Brownies.
everything. And then the brownies, and then there's brownies with
Hmm.
marijuana.
Yeah, but Wednesday, if you could see the buyout price for the current rider that I'm looking at, it's more than most bands get paid per show. I mean, so
Oh, I know. I told Marilyn Manson a long time ago. I was like, man, take my band on tour. I was like, we cost less than that table of food over there that you're not
hmm
eating.
hmm
True.
I was kind of over the FMKs, but I like this one. Ali Sheedy, Leah Thompson, and Jennifer Gray,
Who's Jennifer Grey? Remind me.
Dirty Dancing.
Nose?
Pre-nose though.
Free nose. Oh, she's
You,
dead to me.
Mhm.
I don't want her. Uh,
I kind of liked her, but I liked it better with the nose. I
yeah,
think
I,
I
I I
think
don't want her. I don't want her either way, nose or not.
hmm
Ali
nose nose.
Sheedy, I'm not really into. I just kind of think about all that dandruff falling out of her head on my face if I was making relations to her. But she
Yeah,
wasn't man's best friend, right?
it's true. Yeah, and Short Circuit, I think. We're
She's in
speaking
short
another
circuit, so
language.
I have to give her the old in and out just because she was in short circuit for Johnny Five. And
Hmm.
then I'll marry Leah
Wow.
Thompson because she's Marty McFly's mom. She's Valley Girl, Howard the Duck.
I'm marrying Leah Thompson, and I think I'm gonna take the big nose, and I'll get rid of Ali Sheedy. It's not
Yeah,
easy though, but sometimes that's how it's be. If you want to subscribe to Wednesday 13th, it's an Instagram, so you just go to his Instagram, look up Wednesday 13. I can't say the
it's
name.
really cool. I learned a lot of stuff in the last 24 hours on that. So you can do a subscription. It's $9.99 a month, and my live stories or whatever I used to post. I'm still doing stories on my page. I'm not doing that, but now I can do exclusive stuff just for the fans on that. They get exclusive posts, and there's also like a channel that I created. That's an open chat, so you can just go in there and talk to fans, and everyone's being cool and talking to each other. And I can make posts. I can do voice messages. It's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a new thing for me. It's just it's another way to communicate to
yeah.
fans, and I've got 60 fans right now that can literally sit there and talk to me the way that we're talking right now.
Slide into his DMs. Okay, Horror Chick 71. Thank you so much. Just grab tickets for the Atlanta show. I got the meet and greet. I'm excited to meet you, 13. I'm coming to see you next, Jason. Well, thank you. I guess at my house maybe, but
all right.
no,
Who else is buying tickets? Let's get some more tickets. Some more VIPs. Come on.
Tot it up.
Tot it up.
I'll answer this question.
Baltimore people, I need that venue to sell some more tickets so I can move to another venue. So
I'll address this one with Wednesday because I deal with merchandise as well. Do you give a percentage of your merch to the venue? I wouldn't call it give a percent. I would say they take, they rob.
Think about
what
this.
is your standard deal?
Well, it's not I mean, it depends on the venue. And
but what do you see most often? I see 80-20 or 70-30 fairly often.
Yeah, it's usually 10-20% they'll take. Usually 20%
on soft
the venues will want to take. 99% of the venues I play don't count you in and don't really question anything. Some will actually count you in. House of Blues will count every single thing you bring in and watch you. Some people will not count you in and watch you and accuse you of selling more than you give them. But it's crazy because I think about it. I'm going, all right, well, if I'm giving them 20% and then my manager, you know, he would get his percentage. So there's 15%. So there's 35% of my money gone. Like, how is the venue getting more money than my manager? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what's causing all this?
They also normally don't provide a seller for that money. So if you're traveling with your own seller, that's one thing, but you have to pay your seller to be there. And so what I've learned is most venues, they charge about $150. Sometimes they'll take a percent if it goes over a certain amount. But that's a lot of money. Now, Michelle is the merch department. She now tours with us and does the merch. So we keep it in the family at least. And you have the same seller every night because I've gotten, oh, yeah, my cousin's coming to sell. I got Myrna will be here. And they're terrible. Most sellers, unless they do this all the time.
You don't want to get any sellers usually that the venue provides. That's why I travel with a merchandise person that sets my stuff up every day, knows what my stuff is. But yeah, it just sucks. You know, I don't have a manager anymore. I self-manage. So that percentage is back on with me now, but still, it's still a crazy percentage because then you got to pay for the merch too. So what are you actually making at the end of the day? It's like, you're not making as much as it seems like. So the VIPs, these little social media things like subscribing, doing Patreon, these are the things that ultimately pay the bills and are able for us to still tour and do this stuff, you know?
Now, I got to tell you also, when you get a contract for a show, I read all of Steven's contracts and then in advance the shows before we go. You're some hard goods. So it's divided into soft goods and hard goods. Soft goods would be T-shirts and things like that. Hard goods would be recorded things like records and CDs. They are not supposed to, motherfucker. They are, my alarms go off. It's all right. We'll talk through it.
All right.
They're not supposed to take a piece of your recorded money.
No, they don't take it. It's all soft items. So anything like vinyl, sunglasses, anything, you know, usually the table goods they don't take. But yeah, so it's crazy. It's like, I'm surprised they don't take that. What's the difference? Like, why are they not just taking something of all? What's the difference between the soft and I don't get it.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen them take hard also. They say it's a little less, like they say, well, it's 90-10. We sell signed CDs by Steven. I usually argue with the venue that a meet and greet is not a hard sale. We didn't, you know, it's not an actual item. It's an experience. I can usually win that battle. I also tell them that signed 8x10s are not. That's a hard item that shouldn't count with
Right.
T-shirt sales. But your venues, they're ripping you now. Live Nation said recently, and I think House of Blues venues, that they were going to stop taking a cut of the merch from the bands. Which I think, if that's true, that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
actually, I have several shows on this upcoming tour. I wish they were a lot more because the Live Nation venues are giving the bands, I think it's is it $3,000? I think it's $1,500. They give you a gas card, and they give you $1,500, and they don't take a percentage. And I think I
It's an
have 3 or 4
incentive. Yeah.
shows like that on this upcoming tour, which is great.
Ramona, thank you for becoming a channel member. I appreciate that. Anyway, that's a little behind the scenes of the business. What does Jason like on his pizza? Well, I do like sauce on my pizza. I usually go for like some sausage and some green peppers or little pepperoni.
Oh, here's a question. Someone just says, "Why is concert shirts suddenly went from 25 to 40?"
Well, we sort
Well,
of answered it. Yeah, the
well, I
venue's
can tell you,
taking.
I just approved my T-shirts today. Um, you know, it literally it's because touring costs are so much. The price, like I'm seeing T-shirts go from anywhere from 25 to $40. Um, I was selling my shirts for 30. I've considered selling them for 35. I've seen hoodies go for 60 to $65. But hoodies, which I'm not getting printed on this tour, my last hoodie cost me per hoodie $27.50 per hoodie.
A lot of money.
It's insane.
You
So
have to sell
if
it
I
for
sell it for
60 bucks.
60, you're not really making a great profit more of a t-shirt. The t-shirts cost about they cost they're under $10. The t-shirts are.
Yeah.
Um,
I will not be at the Vamp show, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go. I'm on the road. Otherwise, of course, I would be there.
Banff is a cool venue. That's a good place to see us. I like playing there. It sounds great. They treat us great. They pay us. That guy pays us as soon as we walk in the door. It's crazy. Here you go, boys.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Let my girls take care of you. They'll feed you. I'm like, thank
Is
you.
there someone named Roger in your band?
Roger's our tour manager and
Oh,
light
okay.
guy.
Yeah, he'll be there, right?
Yeah. Roger's with us all year. Roger's been my tour manager and since 2008. We met because he used to be the tour manager for the band Soil, and I was trying to have relations with a lady in the back room of their bus, and he kicked me off of their bus, and that's how we became friends.
Well, see,
He
it
went,
worked out.
"Yo, get the fuck out of there!" I went, "I'm trying to have sex in here,
Relations.
not on my
Right.
bus."
Thank you, Karen, for the super chat. You keep the show going. We have heard Marilyn Manson's record. We both love it. Wednesday heard it like a year ago. Let's see here. People playing along at home with the Witz said that me, Johnny, and Eric gave him all the food the band didn't eat at the Elk Fest in Willoughby. Nice. I'm glad we did that. I think I remember that. We always are trying to make people happy. Love to see a Wednesday Funko Pop. I'm working on it. I'm negotiating right now as we speak. Everyone else has their hands in Wednesday's pocket. Might as well me too.
Yeah.
Wednesday 13. I asked you this at the Rainbow. Did you see show Poker Face? The episode Rest in Metal. I think you would get a kick out of that episode. Thank you, Lisa. Do you know what she's talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sure
You might have to clarify.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I would answer it, but I'm confused. I don't know what that means.
Yes, we're going to the House of Blues. Michelle reminds. I'll be at the Dallas House, maybe Houston.
Yeah, House of Blues is weird. They count you in, but I think they can sell for you as well, which is fine. I like how I'm not saying anything bad about House of Blues. If my upcoming tour was all House of Blues, I would be thrilled.
I will be selling bootleg "Waste Some Time with Jason Green" shirts in the parking lot. That you can catch me out there. Just ask me. I'll have them.
My merchandise for this new tour looks so badass. I'm so happy with it. It looks really cool. T-shirts are awesome. New stuff, old stuff, table stuff. It's gonna look good. I got a pick pack this time that looks
Nice.
really cool. People are gonna be happy with it.
Trying to get through so many. Yeah, I hope I'm not missing anything. Yeah, well, then there's taxes, as Lisa brings up. There, sometimes that happens too.
Someone said The
And
Cure only charged $25. Well, they're The
Cure,
Cure.
The Cure is the greatest band for so many reasons, and I'll give you a couple. One, they play over 3 hours every night. Now that sounds like too much, but in their case, it really is great. They never play the same set list. Every night it's different. The only thing you know is the Boys Don't Cry is at the end. Other than that, it's a different. He does 3 encores, and each encore is dedicated to a different record. So if you're a fan of Disintegration, he'll do 4 or 5 of those, and then he'll do. It mixes up. So I love them, and I will tell you, he fought Ticketmaster and
Mhm.
proved it can be done. Everyone goes, "Oh, you can't beat Ticketmaster." He did it. Pearl Jam are a bunch
Yeah.
of pussies. He did it. He kicked Ticketmaster in the nuts so hard, he being Robert Smith, that Michelle and I got a rebate. They actually gave us our service fees back because he wasn't going to take their shit. It was easy to get quality tickets. He stopped the scalping as much as he could so fans could get in. It was affordable. And yes, his merchandise is insanely priced. Now, they sell more merchandise than any band I've ever seen. So they're going with quantity, but they do sell things between you can get a beanie for $20, you can get a shirt for $25. I couldn't believe it, but I'll tell you what happens when I go to their merch booth. I buy more merch than I would have normally bought because their prices are so fair, and that's how they do it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
everybody's got a different reason for selling what they do, but at the end of the day, it's expensive to tour. I mean, it really is. I mean, gas prices. Everyone's got to get paid. You can't guarantee what you're going to make. I got my guarantee. I know I'm going to make for my performance, but I never know what that merch is going to be every night. So every night when I'm done with the show, I wait for my merch guy to get on the bus, and I'm like, how was it? And he'll be like, I know the looks. I know the good night
these
or or go to bed early.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, it's hard to tour right now, especially with the tariff of Nottingham out there. You're gonna these tariffs aren't going to pay themselves. Let's see. People are looking at different things. Let's see. I'm just trying to skim through. I missed so many things. Normally Wednesday and I don't talk this long. I mean, we do in our personal life, but it's
I
much
think
more
we forget.
offensive.
I think we forget we're talking most of the time we do this.
Yes, no, I think so too. And sometimes when Wednesday and I talk in real life, I think, why are we giving this away for free when this is good
No, every time we
content?
go to BJ's, we'll be there, and they're like, "Sir, we're closing." We're like, "Oh, okay, shit."
I will point out, by the way, you and I got some really good BJs. I mean,
We
whoo.
we did. And I finally got to meet the Thorns. They were so cool. That
Mhm.
was really cool. We hit it off with them. His wife was a lot more talkative. I don't know why I was expecting her not to be talkative, but she was
She's the life of
awesome.
the party.
She
No,
was awesome.
she's a she's funny. And so we finished the convention, the Creepy Con, and then we both headed back to Burbank.
I left an hour before you, and you still beat me. I mean,
You got lost. Yeah.
it was like I can't get left. I took the wrong turn. The same one 3 fucking times. I was so. Oh, I should have videoed that. I was just like, oh. And you were like, "Yo, you want to meet at BJ's?" I'm like, "Yeah, when? Like later tonight?" You're like, "Now." I'm like, "I'm not even home yet." You're like, "You left an hour ago."
If there's some more super chats, I might go for a BJ later.
Uh,
I know this Asian massage parlor. Wait, are we talking about the same things? Anyway, I stayed with Matt Thorne. I stayed in the studio, and it's funny because I just interviewed Janie's daughter, and Janie Lane had recorded at Matt's studio. Everybody, the song "American Hair Band" by Tuff was recorded there. As I was sleeping, I thought, if these walls could talk, the amount of rock history, Blackie Lawless, everybody's recorded at that studio. And yes, the Thorns, the mayor and first lady of Burbank, but we had a nice time. We didn't. I don't like to ask friends to stay at their places. I'm used to getting hotels. I never want to impose. But Matt's studio is separate from his house, and he invited us, so we took him up on it. We got up early the next day, and like I said, Give Me a Break house, the Roper's house, Happy Days house, and then finally the Facts of Life East Lynn Academy. Great videos coming your way. I love pop culture. Obviously, so does Wednesday, and I'm hoping to bring some new stuff. If you
I
haven't,
know you invited me to go to Bob's, but when you texted me, I had just ate. I was full, and like I was so tired this weekend. I haven't had a nap in like 4 or 5 days. It's crazy.
we
It
went to
caught up with me.
Trejo's. We went to Trejo's instead.
Okay. Okay.
I said, let's text him, and if he answers fast, we'll go meet him in Burbank. If he doesn't,
I'm getting better at answering texts. I haven't left you hanging like I used to.
When I first tried to get Wednesday on the show, he would answer, and then I wouldn't hear from him from 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's because I was partying. I was
yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna get back to that guy.
Yeah. And but anyway, but I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, Trejo's Tacos is a good spot in Hollywood. I like it there, and they got good food. Have you ever been to Trejo? You never had a taco?
No. But my new favorite place in town, the Thorns were talking about it, and I say it like an idiot. The Corral Cafe. I say coral because it's spelled like the coral snake. Red touch black, good for Jack. Red touch yellow, kill a fella. Remember that snake? That's the way you know the poisonous snake from the other snake. But they said no, it's called Corral, and I went, not to me. So I go to the Coral.
I do
Coral
know about
Cafe.
the Psycho car dealership. I've thought about doing a video there. How many
Also,
unread
when I go to the Coral Cafe, I also think of Walking Dead and how that guy used to always say his son's name, Coral. Coral. So I always go, we're going to Coral. So that's really how I pronounce it.
Going to Trejo's in July when we go to LA. Love Machete. Yeah, no, you'll like it. It's good.
Machete. My bass player in my band, he thinks that he can speak Spanish, and every time a movie comes up, he suddenly just goes into. Every time he says like, I go, man, have you ever seen Machete? He'll go. He can't say that. He'll go, oh man, are you up here watching Machete? Machete. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't have to do that. Oh man, I love Machete. I'm like, you don't have to do that.
Machete does not text. That's all I know. Anyway, yeah, Matt will be back at some point. There goes my alarm. Now, I've learned that this alarm will go 6 rounds. That was 1. Now we're on round 2. It's telling me that my blood is either high or low, and that I'll probably die. Round 3, right? Now, so we have 3 more rounds.
I'm trying to see if it's on a rhythm. I'm trying to see if there's a rhythm or if there's a count between it. There's not.
5.
Nope, it's not on a rhythm. All right.
And this. Oh, I think it shorted me 1.
Uh-oh.
And that'll last for a little while. I have this chip implanted into my arm.
Oh.
Thankfully, I shaved my underarm, so I'm not ashamed to show everyone. But that thing there is connected to my phone.
Don't be ashamed to shave your underarms. Some people should shave their underarms. I knew a couple of friends, and I'm like, you need to trim that down. They used to say like you had buckwheat and a headlock. Remember that joke?
I was going to say Andre the Giant in the headline, but we're thinking like,
yeah, no, you don't need that. Girls don't like all that hairy stuff. They don't like that. They don't like it. Trim it up. Manscape that stuff.
Yes, no, I'm with you. Manscaped. Lisa said it's a show called Poker Face. It's an episode about a singer that goes on tour. They incorporate the TV show Benson and a song called Merch Girl. Chloe Sevigny plays a singer. All right, we have to look for it. Okay. Chloe Sevigny filleted Vincent Gallo in a movie called The Brown Bunny.
Oh.
Is there a nurse in the shipping department? No. The lawyer, though. I have a legal department, but no nurse. This is not a Dex column. This is a Freestyle Libra. And I did not watch Fire Aid. Did you watch Fire Aids?
I watched 30 seconds of the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Ugh.
and then I turned it off. It was just on, and I was watching Flea. Like, why is this dude in a pair of underwear in front of all these millions of people? I'm like, he's a good bass player, though. I was trying
His
to just,
clothes, his
I
clothes
just
might
watch
have
stuff
burned.
sometimes.
His clothes might have burned. You don't know. But I
You
don't
know,
really
it's,
want anything to
yeah,
do with AIDS, fire, or otherwise. Uh,
no,
I'm for the cause, but I didn't need to watch.
no, I didn't
I didn't.
watch it. I don't know. I just, sometimes I find myself, will just, I'll watch something, just go, oh, listen, what is the like, is the Red Hot Chili Peppers even good? I literally just clicked on it just to go, what do they do? Did they sound like their songs? And they do. They look like the Village People, but whatever.
If you get in the car here in Vegas and you put on the radio, you're guaranteed to hear Dave Grohl once at the beginning of your ride and once at the end. Could be Nirvana, which I prefer, or it could be Foo Fighters. But I've never heard both of those bands so overrated. I mean, maybe it's just me saying that, but holy shit, I could care less.
I I don't know how it caught on. I don't think Foo Fighters is a bad band. I like some of their stuff. I didn't like them until I saw them live, and I just saw that every night. 'Cause I did a tour with them, so I saw it every day.
Mhm.
I got to know them too. It was, but so yeah, I get it. But yeah, it's. I don't think they're the greatest band in the world. And the same thing with Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, I'll never forget doing a tape trade when I was in 7th grade, and I got Red Hot Chili Peppers on cassette. And it was before Mother's Milk. It was had a song called "True Men Don't Kill Coyotes" on the back. I remember that was. I went, I'll listen to that. That sounds cool. And if you would have told me back then they're going to be the biggest band in the world, I went, you're crazy. Their name sucks. They're never. There's nothing. And here they are. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
A lot of people thought her name was pronounced Chloe Savigny. I said that when I was young too, but it is Sevigny. Very for
It
a
sounds
lot
more
of people.
fancy to go, oh, like a wine. Do you have any Sauvignon?
Mhm.
No, sir, we don't.
Yeah.
Bring me some fresh wine. None of this old stuff. Bring me your freshest wine that you've got.
When I when I think of when I think of a thing at an award show that would not interest me, Pink covering Led Zeppelin is the maybe at the top of my list. Is if Dave Grohl was involved, that might be a little worse. I never need to hear a Led Zeppelin song again in my life, but unless it's played by Led Zeppelin, I don't need to hear Pink or any of that. Oh Jesus!
That's
We
not
have to
that the
wrap this
third
up.
round. The
Yeah.
third round.
I'll be dead soon. Uh, if people talking about Nirvana, by the way, you could see my picture with Kurt Cobain on my Instagram, and it's very, very popular. And I didn't post it. Someone found the picture of me and him from a Saturday Night Live rehearsal, and it's all over the web, and I'm not making any money on it. So please look at it. Wednesday and I, by the way, you should watch our Instagrams because we are both in the bonus monetization program.
Oh, I'm
And
up
if
to like $30.
I think I'm around $3, give or take a dollar.
Yep.
But go
It's
watch our
crazy though. I
Instagram.
cannot believe that fire video is still going. I showed the Thorns the video, and Matt goes, "I've seen this video online."
Hmm. Yeah.
Almost, yeah. I think by the end of the month, I'm closing in on 9 million views this month. So end of the month,
Insane.
I'll hit 10 million views on that on my page just from that posting that fire thing.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed it. There's only 259. There's 259 people watching. They've stayed a long
I
time.
better check my ticket sales next week and have 258 extra tickets to my ticket count. I'm counting. I know.
I
I know
want to
your
say.
names. I know your names.
I want to say on a serious note, because this is a very serious show. You're asking yourself, well, I don't know if I'll be able to go, or maybe I'll just walk up. But I'm going to tell you, on Wednesday's last tour, a lot of shows sold out, which is a good thing. But it's good to buy a ticket and let the venue know that they made a good decision in hiring Wednesday 13. It does
Yeah.
help. I know a lot
It
of people
helps a
don't.
lot because a lot of people get, like, for me, like on my tour, I'm looking at my dates. I'm like, these ticket sales aren't great. Well, it'll be a good walk up. I'm like, yeah, I hope so. But you know who doesn't like to hear that? Me. You know who doesn't want to hear that? The venue. They want
Promoter.
those tickets sold. So a lot of people will go, oh, Wednesday never sells out. I'll be able to get a ticket. Yeah, that could be, but it does help to buy tickets. It really does. And it makes us feel good knowing it going into a show when you go, oh, I've sold 200 tickets, or I might have a good walk up tonight. That's not good.
Whenever they tell you they think there's gonna be a good walk up, you're fucked. It's never that good.
Yeah, but you know,
Jason Neal.
it's crazy. Like when we just did the tour in England, I just did in Europe, did England and Europe. England, all my stuff was sold out. When we got to Europe with Hardcore Superstar, the ticket sales looked terrible.
Mhm.
When we got there, it was fucking packed, but everyone bought tickets and walked up. It was terrifying. I'm like, I'm going into Europe. Are we going to make any money? Is anyone going to be there? But it looked bad until we got there.
This is
So, yeah.
Torpedo Girl Kel, and
No,
she has purchased
damn.
9 VIPs on this tour already. 3 of us for 3 shows, so that's great news.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I will meet you 3 times at
Mhm.
nine VIPs. 3 of us, 3 shows.
Michael is going to go to the machine shop in Flint, Michigan. That's a legendary
What a great
place.
show. That's a killer place. That place has always been good. I played there with Murder Dolls. It's been that place is, they treat bands right. It's made for bands. You're not just coming in and being an inconvenience to the venue. Like I remember one time the machine shop, that guy was so cool, Kevin. We came out of Canada because you can come into Michigan out of Canada, and we needed a show, and he just opened the machine shop just so we had a show.
Wow,
Um,
this
so that guy's a loyal dude. They're good people there.
going to be good. Karen's daughter has 4 or 5 tickets. Jamie is not really a fan of Wednesday's music yet. He just likes Wednesday, so he's going to go to the Baltimore show, Hammerjacks, right? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Lord God.
I
But
believe
he's
right
going
now
to.
we're playing a taco bar right now. I'm trying to get those tickets up so I can move to the bigger venue and do my show, but I got to sell tickets before I can demand to move to a bigger place.
And he doesn't
So
like tacos.
I
So
don't like tacos at my. I can okay with tacos. I don't like it at my shows.
this is Travis. This was an enjoyable live shows, guys. Thank you. During this, just learned that my friend passed away from a heart attack. Watching and listening, helping keeping my mind at ease. Travis, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't help but feel a little bit like Casey Kasem, though, Travis. You know, when the, I don't even know if I should do this bit, but it's oh, there's
No,
the censors. Yep,
no.
I went too far.
That's the wrap it
Travis, I'm
up. That's
sorry.
the Oscar music.
We're sorry to hear that you lost a friend. Life is short. You got to enjoy every moment you can. And we're looking. The point of this show, other than me and Wednesday hawking our stuff, our wares, is that we want to give people a distraction. It's the same with Wednesday's music. Wednesday's music is very
It's an
lighthearted.
escape. It's an escape from reality. I don't sing about real life subjects. I take you into another place. You know, that's how it is. That's how music's been for me. I don't like listening to music that reminds me of my life. I want to, just for me, I want to, I provide an escape route for you.
How about a poster? Will you have a tour poster with the Kiss Rock and Roll Over thing?
Yeah, I'm probably just going to print those on a poster. They won't be on a T-shirt. So yeah, possibly. But not a lot of merch on that. That was when I did the tour promo for that, or the promo picture for that. I didn't even know what I wanted to do for this tour. They went, "Oh, you got a tour you got to announce." Well, I don't even know what I'm doing for that tour. So I made up that poster, and so that imagery will probably end up going away by the time the tour gets there, because we've sort of replaced it with another flyer. But there will be probably a poster at merch for that to sell.
Yeah. You know, I told someone the other day that my blood goes high when I do the show. They didn't believe me. Mary Mauser, who's a type 1 diabetic and she's on Cobra Kai, she said when she's under the lights, her blood sugar goes up, right? It sounds crazy. people don't realize that it's not just about what you eat as a diabetic. It's also adrenaline. Now, I don't get nervous when I'm doing this show, but sitting here under the light, for whatever reason, my blood goes up. I quickly will bring it back down. But
Well, if you want to get conspiracy
apartment,
theory on it, I watched a video the other day of someone with a night vision thing that says that your phone is constantly doing a white flash in your face.
really,
I saw the video. I saw the
I've
video
done
of it, and
that
I'm
a
like,
few
and it
times.
is.
Yeah, I did that a few times in my rock and roll days, if you know what I mean. The old white
Mhm.
flash on the face. I'm sure you know you murder dolls.
Yes, yes. That's the old after show trick. But no, this says that I saw it was like it was really interesting to see it, and it's kind of scary. But like it says, basically your phone is constantly doing a some sort of flash thing. It was explained, but it was like, all right. So that's what's causing it. Nothing to do with anything else.
Yes, good to know. All right. Let's see. Yeah. It's a strange. The whole thing is a strange thing, and I take insulin. Yes, so I will inject some insulin in just a minute. Again, if you want to get these things, uh, uh, Michelle will share in the comments. We were lucky enough to get Sean to sign it. He's very, very famous, and he'll tell you himself. And he would these could be hot limited edition collector's items. I don't think he's going to watch 3 hours and 20 minutes in, but who knows? Yes, I use fast acting insulin. I saw a few white flashers back in my day with the trench coats. It was terrible. That's where that's where you can buy the print, and then that's it. We're not making any more. There'll be a T-shirt at some point, but if you want to have an item with the signatures of the three of us, this is the one, and then they're gone, and they ship right away. Everyone else will have theirs. When is the next tour diary? Hopefully Friday. It's one of the best episodes. Me, Blas Elias, and Matt Thorne. We're the life of the party. We go to Mount Rushmore, and then afterwards we go to a thing called Bear Country, and we drive through in interactive bear country while we battle angry elk, reindeer, pumas, all kinds of shit. And huh?
The shoe company.
Yeah, I thought that. I wear
Man,
those, by the way.
that's crazy.
And they told us don't roll the window down, and of course we did.
Roll them up.
Cronicias de El Jorce Jorce says they're going to brick by brick. I might go to that show. It's on my list. I'm going to
Yeah.
try.
There's a great barbecue place beside of it. If you don't go there to see us, just go buy a ticket for our show. Go, and if you don't want to see us, just go there and eat, and then give the ticket to somebody in the outside, like someone waiting to come in.
D is asking, what is my greatest accolade besides being a RATT tour manager? I would love to tell you, but Sean does not like if I tell you anything about myself. He gets very, very, very offended. So I don't know if I can tell you. You'll have to IMDb me. You can do that. I have that. Do you have an IMDb that says Dawson's Creek Wednesday?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My,
There's so much stuff online that people run of me that I don't know. I wish I could get a control of all of it, but like,
well, no, IMDb is the movie database. That's a legitimate.
I know, but there's probably something on there, but I don't know what information on there is correct or what. I didn't set it up, but what you're saying, I think I'm on there with my Weirdo A Go-Go credits. My other, remember the puppet show thing I signed?
Yes.
I showed? Yes.
I learned a lot. Hold on. Barbara's angry. I'd like Barnabas. Excuse me, Barnabas. I thought you were Barbara. Why Wednesday monetize his Instagram stories? I think that'd be why would. Terrible.
I monetized certain Instagram stories.
Hold on, Wednesday. Let me finish. It's hard to get through this. The English is a little different. Terrible idea. Not gonna pay for it. Sorry. Well, Barnabas, I'm happy to let you know that Wednesday is only monetizing the stories for you. Everyone else can still watch a story. He's explained this. That if you want premium access to Wednesday, if you want to see more, then you can become a member and you can message him and do other kind of cool perks that are just for members. His Instagram is still free and you can watch it. He'll still have stories. But what he's doing for you is a job now. Everyone gives you a little Instagram. He is going out to create daily content. And that's the whole purpose of it. And he's not forcing anyone to pay for it. If you don't like it, you certainly don't have to sign up.
And it's such a terrible idea that 60 people have signed up for it in less than 24 hours.
And more
really
before
haven't
the
even
night
advertised. Yeah.
is over. This is a funny one, Wednesday. Have we ever heard of the Lunatics? We just had a whole discussion about this. Crazy.
Yeah. I love them. They're probably if I said, who's your favorite female band, it's the Lunatics. Frankenstein Drag Queens we got the open for them in South Carolina, and that's when I discovered them, and I couldn't believe I'd heard their name. I never paid attention to them, and it was like watching our band. They loved us, we loved them. I became a fan, and then they sort of fizzled out, and I recently started listening to them again when I was recording my new album. I think that was something I was listening to a couple months when I was trying to get inspired to write. So they could have secretly influenced some new songs. Who knows? I was listening to it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Listen, Wednesday's made the point. I've made the point. We told you how expensive it is to tour. It's expensive to live. I was told that any day our grocery prices are going to go down and gas prices, they're going to be dirt cheap. So that's good news. I can't wait
I
for
hope
that.
so. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm believing it. I'm going to go wait outside the store right now. But anyway, things are expensive, and
I'm pretty sure my gas for my last tour was $20,000.
Jeez.
So put that into perspective.
That's pre-tariff.
Yeah, and my bus was probably $50,000. So there's your money, so when I monetize my Instagram to pay for a little bit of that gas and a little bit of that bus,
there's a new tariff in town, so we're going to need all the money we can get. We're going to need all the money we could get. Anyway, we've spent 3.5 hours talking to you free. I appreciate all the people who super chatted. If they can afford it, it helps. And the people who support us by buying merchandise or going to the shows. All of this is meant to be in good fun. And it's
I am IMDb, someone says.
Yes, no, I saw that. We're all for having a good time and having fun. And that's why I enjoy that people watch this show. Some people don't get it. Some people get political. Some people get offended. It's all bullshit. At the end of the day, we're trying to make people laugh, and it's not so serious. So anyway, but yes, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And Wednesday, do we have anything else to add? Oh, geez. Wednesday, you talk for a minute while I turn this off. Go ahead.
Boys and girls, what do we have to add? In my world, there's all kinds of stuff going on. I just added my subscription to my Instagram. I'm currently piecing the last little bit of my Patreon, which I'll be revamping, which will have 4 or 5 brand new tiers. It's totally different than what I've done in the past. Friday the 14th, there's a new single coming out that I did guest vocals with our support band, Dead Rabbits. That single's out. There's another big show announcement coming on Valentine's Day. And then that following Tuesday, February 18th, my new video, single, pre-order, all that info comes out. You get to hear the name of the album, and you get to hear that the name of the record is called. And see the album cover, everything on the 18th. And then our tour begins on the 14th. So lots of stuff. So anyone that subscribes to my Instagram channel, even if you're on it paying or not, you're going to see all the behind the scenes stuff from the upcoming tour, because I take you guys with me. And then I'll be doing the show from the road here with you whenever I'm available. It's a lot easier to do in America because we're on the same times.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to hear Wednesday's record. I mean that. I think you guys are going to dig it. I really like it myself. And so that'll be a fun thing. I'm looking forward to bootlegging it and selling it myself,
Yes.
along with my new line of Coffee.
Coffee, and I got a new tea in the works. People bought some tea from last week. I
Oh,
heard.
hey, Lorraine got the tea, I think.
Okay,
And
we sold some
Lorraine, if
tea
you're
this
still,
weekend too. But there's two new teas in the works through Brutalities. I think we'll have one for the tour. By the time we get to Jersey, we'll probably pick them up, which is where she is. So yeah, all kinds of good stuff.
yeah, see, Lorraine had it. She said the tea is yummy. Lorraine, which one did you have? Did you
There's
have
three.
Good Day to Be a Chai guy or Bad Chai?
Good Day to Be a Bad Chai. There's Chai My Bride. There's Decomp Rose, and then there's Summertime Suicide.
Next time I see you, maybe when we do the auction, we'll do. We should brew up some of that.
I should. We need to. I need to drink my own tea.
You should try it. I enjoy a good cup of tea as well. All right. Yeah. Good time. Good day to be a whatever. You get it. She really enjoyed it though. That's a good endorsement.
Sure. My coffee was good too. I had a coffee through that Dead Sled company for a while, and it probably didn't sell well because it was very expensive, but it was delicious.
Thank you, Lisa, for the super sticker. It's very nice of you. Listen, it all helps. I will tell you that I don't know why I keep doing that. I will tell you that Georgia, you got to get some of that tea. Everyone's commenting so fast, I can't keep up. Karen's daughter loves the tea also.
All right.
Occasionally I spill the tea, but Sean doesn't like it when I do that too much.
Well, the tea will be available at the merchandise. So.
Yeah, this is a funny question. How about a song with Hardcore Superstar?
That is a funny question because they asked me to do vocals on a new song that they're working on. So yeah, we hit it off really well on the tour we did, and those guys liked us a lot. The guitar player's son is I'm like his hero apparently, and I guess the guitarist of Hardcore Superstar, which I'm not even going to say his name because I can't pronounce it correctly. Him and his son, he said they jam I Love to Say Fuck, and he's 10 years old and plays drums. So that was really cool to hear, and they asked me if I was interested in doing some vocals with them, and I was like, sure. So they haven't sent me anything yet, but we've definitely talked about it. So that's going to be cool, and we've also talked about doing some stuff with them in Scandinavia, which would be badass because that's where they're from. So to go over there and get in front of a bigger audience would be cool. So I don't know, slowly but surely I'm meeting people and getting this band around the world. So by the time I'm dead, everybody will maybe know who we are.
I was thinking we've been on so long, maybe Sean can come back and go get Custard, because I figured, Tears for Fears has got to be over by now. But you know what? It's only 8:30. What time did those guys get to the Tears for Fears concert?
They were there 6:30.
Were they tailgating?
I think so.
I don't know.
Maybe they're really not even going to Tears for Fears. Maybe they're going to the Blue Oyster Bar.
Was Sean wearing long pants?
He was wearing those pants that just rip off with the buttons.
Yeah. That's what happens when he goes to Tears for Fears.
The quick draw McGraws.
Do you think there's any chance that he's like looking at his phone during one of the 10 boring songs and going, those motherfuckers are still online?
These guys are a bunch of losers. That's what he's probably saying.
Yeah. I bet you they're talking about themselves.
He's probably just going, those guys are a bunch of losers. Sowing the seeds! Yeah! Yeah! Seeds!
I have a feeling it went like that too. All right.
What would you yell at their shows? Like, what is their audience banter? Like in between, like, how you guys doing tonight?
I think it would be like, I don't know their names, but like, kiss me, I think you yell at give it to me good, Chris, stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
Good evening, Las Vegas. It's good to be here. What is for Fears? And we just want to shout. That's how I imagine it's like.
Then they throw their underwear on stage.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Let's open the pit up. That's when the moshing happens.
Let's open this pit up, okay?
Yeah, not really a big
Man,
banter band. Huh?
I sound so British. I am really good at this. Remember when I used to get tips on your show when people tipped me to talk British?
Mhm.
That was good old days.
I thank everybody for watching. We had a good time. 3.5 hours. I could do another 3.5 hours. You know, Wednesday, one day I thought, wouldn't it be fun to try to do like a Jerry Lewis telethon kind
The
of thing?
great all-nighter.
Great all-nighter.
The
Amazing.
great all-nighter where we just get we just it's 24 hours of bullshit.
And we could do things though where I'll take a nap and you go a couple hours and then
It'd
you
be
take a
crazy. You
nap.
could like order food. We could have all delivery. Like we could order food at the same time and try to get the same stuff. It could be all kinds of stuff. Pajama party,
Pajama party.
popcorn, watch a movie.
I have Kiss onesie pajamas too that I would wear for the party.
I would have to get some, I'd have to get some new pajamas. I used to have a pair of Hulk Hogan pajamas back in Hulkamania days.
Wednesday, what do you sleep in? I'm sure the ladies watching would like to know what you sleep in.
I sleep in my boxer shorts, my underwear, and usually the shirt. I don't sleep with no shirt on. I get cold. I need a shirt
I'm
on.
with you.
But I don't wear socks.
No.
I used to wear socks up till I was about 40, and then I took them off. I'm kidding.
Yeah, people would like to see a marathon. Well, it could happen. It's going to be an all-nighter. Everyone's
But if I did
interested.
the marathon, I would probably not wear my underwear. I'd probably
Well, you
put
want to
on
be
something a
comfortable.
little more. Probably put on something a little more, comfortable.
Hmm. Well, it's something that we'll do at some time, and you guys can. Says here, Olivia says fans of the band Tears for Fears are sometimes called Tears for Fears travel fans or kooks. Well, I guess,
I don't know what that means.
I don't know
Kooky
what
is
it
the
means
word
either.
used in the Addams Family song, though. Google it.
All right, now listen, we got a few assignments for everybody before we leave. You need to go and you can follow Wednesday 13, Mr. MFer 13. It's easy to find on Instagram. If you feel that you've got an extra $9.99 and you want to see more of Wednesday, you want to see what he sleeps in, then sign up. No one's making you do it, but you know what? You want fun content? Get in there. And then after that, you got to go buy tickets to see Wednesday in your city. You can also buy tickets for other cities. Like he said, you don't even have to go. He just would appreciate
just buy a ticket. Just think of it as a charity. Just go, hey, you know what? I want to drop about $300 on Baltimore, Maryland. I don't even live anywhere near there. Let me just drop this money here. I want to buy 50 tickets for Wednesday 13 because he is just he put out fire. He put a fire
Wednesday,
out.
breaking news. Karen is trying to get in on the Instagram, and it says they put her on a waiting list. Is there a minimum amount of people who can follow you?
That's a good question because somebody else told me that too, and I noticed it was a Canadian person. Where are you from? It shouldn't tell you that, but someone else told me that too, and I know they're from Canada.
Well, Wednesday is going to talk to the people behind.
It shouldn't be there should be no restriction. Someone else wrote me that too and said they were on a waiting. I'm like, what does that mean?
Hold on, Magenta is here with some answers. My friend had it happen too. She had a bite on another account. I thought maybe it's due to restrictions on your account. If it's not up to date, I'm not sure. Well, she's in Illinois. Well,
but I've heard two people say that, so I don't know what I'll Google what a waiting list means and find out, but it's not telling me anything like that.
Torpedo Girl, Kel, is Canadian, eh? And she was able to sign up yesterday. So
one of my fans that brings me these really cool toys. I saw her say it said she was on a waiting list. So does that mean that maybe your payment or something that you have set up through Instagram has to be verified before it goes through?
Maybe she's buying a gun. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how your payment's set up through Instagram. Maybe it has to take a couple days for it to verify if you just signed up or something. I don't know.
Well, listen, you guys know your assignments. And then as far as my end of it goes, if you want to check out some cool interviews, some tour diaries, browse this channel some more. You can be a channel member. Just liking and subscribing is awesome. The prints that are almost gone, like I said, I think I have 5 of these maybe. And then Michelle kept one, and we sold a few at the show, and then that's the end of it. And then so go take care of that. And we'll be back next Wednesday. This is what we do. I'm looking forward to it. As we get closer to the tour, Wednesday will give us little sneak peeks of what it's like to be getting ready to go on a major world tour and have pizza with no sauce on it.
That's right. I'll be traveling to Walmarts around every state. That's where we go. We hit them all the time. Walmarts are like our places we park our bus for a couple hours. It's and if you go there to shop, they don't yell at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a universal thing. All right, it's been a lot of fun. I thank you all for watching, and like I said, we'll see you again next week. I'm hoping that next week, I don't know if Sean is going to be here. There might be a Squeeze concert going on.
Squeeze.
But maybe he'll be here. All right. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see. Oh, hold on. No, I got a theme song. How could dare I? See you all again. Thank you.
Just wanna waste some time with you.